Well, hello everyone, Mike Lowe here, SimSportsGaming.com, and this is episode 5 of our Detroit Tigers franchise stream and slider discussion, and really all things MLB The Show, all things baseball, really everything's fair game here. So again, thanks for tuning in. It's the 5th episode, as I just mentioned, and the topic for today is: are the Tigers at 7-7? Are they starting to turn the corner towards being competitive? And maybe the answer is it's just too early to tell, but I think 7-7 has surprised me a little bit. We've definitely have had some players who have overachieved, and we have had some players unfortunately underachieve as well. So I think at this point we're 14 games in. I mean, this stream is going to be about as close to the 10% of the season as we'll probably see. And so I figured we can take a look. I did get this all kind of coordinated back up, so at least the days of the week are accurate. This is a Sunday game, but I'm about what is that? About a week and a half, or about a week or so, right? Yeah, a week ahead of the real life, what would have been the real life schedule. So I figured that's an easy way. So this is the Sunday game. You can see it's eventually going to be Shohei Ohtani versus Jordan Zimmerman. I thought this would be a perfect. It just worked out this way. I didn't even plan it, but it's always fun to watch how Ohtani is used in the game. But here he will just be used as a starting pitcher. And come to think of it, I've not seen him as a hitter once in this particular series. And this is the final game of, I believe, a 3-game series with the Angels, who are struggling, right? So if the Tigers are possibly turning a corner, I would say the Angels are continuing to regress here. I mean, 3-12, holy cow, that's really, really bad. So let's take a look around the league so far. Again, we're now getting a little bit into the season where there's some actual stuff to look at. We can start with the standings. Again, the Tigers at 7-7. You can see the Royals just continue to be hot. I believe they're already 5-0 against us. They've beaten us every single time we've played, and I believe it's been a total of 5 games. And the White Sox, again, 7-7. I would say that's not very surprising by any means, but overall a decent start for them. And they're on a 3-game win streak too, so again, trending upwards. Cleveland continues to be a little bit underwhelming here. They've lost to us quite a few times, surprisingly, and because I really consider them the toughest team in the division. Yet they've lost 3 in a row, and they're still 7-9, but of course still in it, 4 games. And then the Twins, again, a bit of a surprise seeing them so low at 5-10. So again, just a quick look there at the American League Central. If we go look at the East, the Rays a bit of a surprise at 10-5. They have a 2-game lead over the Yankees, who are 8-7. The Orioles 7-8 ahead of the Red Sox and Blue Jays, and then of course the Red Sox and Blue Jays are just under 500 themselves there. Again, pretty early, but it's interesting to see the Rays continue to hang tough with some big budget teams in that division. Out in the American League West, it's the Astros at 10-4. Mariners surprising at 9-7. Oakland continues to hang towards the top of that division again at 8-7. The Rangers creeping upwards at 7-7, although they've lost 3 in a row. And the Angels, as I mentioned, 5-game losing streak, have just been the worst team in the American League, if not all of baseball so far. We won't spend too much time looking at the wild card, but there it is. It doesn't really mean much at all at this point. National League West, Phillies are 9-6, Braves 9-7, as well as the Marlins at 9-7. Phillies currently on a 7-game win streak. The Mets and Nationals 6-8. So again, another tight division, as most divisions are this time of year. National League Central, the Reds, kind of the rebuilt Reds here, 9-5. The Brewers and Cubs hovering around 500, followed by the Pirates and Cardinals, who are lagging a little bit behind there in the National League Central. And then out in the National League West, the Diamondbacks 12-4, a retooled Diamondbacks team, leading the Dodgers even, 1.5-game lead over them. Currently on a 3-game win streak are the Diamondbacks. But again, Dodgers, a top team, would be leading the other divisions in the National League. The Rockies then 6-8, and then the Giants and Padres underachieving here. Certainly the Padres, who are expected to be a better team this year for sure, or else heads may roll in San Diego. The wild card in the National League, again, we won't spend too much time looking at it, but there it is. It's a surprise to see the Marlins hanging up there, but again, very, very early still. So we will see. First question is in by Jake, by the way, saying, hey, where can I see your sliders? Yeah, Operation Sports is where you could see them kind of in full, but the other place, and I can just back out and show you, is actually up in the vault. So if you go into here, there's a couple versions. I didn't put version 1.1 because I just figured it was overkill putting them all up there, but then people freaked out we're not wanting to get them. Oh dang! Look at this, 100%. Over 200 downloads already. So this is the one I put up. I think it was yesterday. I think 1.2. So this is the latest. It's 99% of what I'm going to be using today. There's only one little adjustment I'm going to be using in today's game, which I'll talk about. But you can download these in the Vault. The only problem with the Vault, and this is why I don't always upload them all the time, is that it doesn't include like all of my different settings. And you don't have to use my settings like exactly the same, but they are what I recommend. But if you want to see all of those different details, and those things include, they include house rules and just different things that I'm doing. Like for instance, today I'm going to really start re-implementing something I did a couple of years ago, which is when you have a 3-ball count, that's at least not 3-0. So like if you're a 3-1 or a 3-2 count, make sure you use full effectiveness on the pitch. And that's more because, one, it's going to help with strikeouts, but it's also going to help with walks. You're going to miss your spots more. And then I also try to really paint the zone, or I should say paint the corners, so that it really, like if I don't hit that spot, I'm probably going to walk the guy. And it's fun because it kind of leads to some like, kind of pounding on your leg walks where you're like, damn it, I didn't want to do that in that spot. So I've kind of enjoyed that. So we'll give that a shot today. It'll be interesting because Jordan Zimmerman is a bad pitcher in this franchise and in real life, unfortunately. But he has really, really good control. So it'll be interesting to see. I won't really be too worried about really one way or the other how that turns out. But these are the sliders. Again, I want to give a quick shout out and a thanks to everybody for already 100% voting. That's really crazy. I don't even think I would vote them 100% perfect, but that's really, really cool to see that. And again, obviously that just means everyone's giving them an upvote there, which I super appreciate. Version 1.0, this is one that's kind of built more around Hall of Fame hitting. This is more one that's kind of revolving around legend hitting. So by no means, like, do you have to use 1.2? You might be satisfied at 1.0. If that's working for you, cool. I have always said, like, just be in tune with your sliders. Don't get obsessed with them. But you don't have to follow me to a T by any means. The beta version from when the game first came out is down there. That one's pretty dated at this point with all the patches and whatnot. But either one of these are going to be fine. Again, there's some differences, but it really just depends on what you settle on and what you try out. And even if you use one game and one the next game and then decide, it's not going to ruin your franchise or anything like that. There's too many games. Even if this was a Madden league, I'd say, well, one game isn't going to really skew it's not going to really skew everything entirely, so don't sweat that too much there. All right. Matt's wife is surprised to see the Tigers playing so well. She's from Toledo. Yeah, I am too. I grew up right in between Toledo and Detroit, actually, in the suburbs of Detroit there. So originally from there, I'm out in San Diego now. So right down the road from San Diego Studios, actually. But yeah, still love Detroit. Always my teams there that I tend to follow. And let's see. Yeah, Ryan wants to discuss the decision to move up to Legend. By the way, check out Ryan. Did a podcast with Ryan earlier today. Actually, Ryan and I did. Scott, as you know from Ryan Rosters, we were on a podcast together. Ryan, if you want to put in the chat where we can find that exactly. I know it's up on your Twitter, but I don't know your Twitter handle off the top of my head, and I don't want to butcher it. But Ryan's going to put in the chat there, if he's still listening, where you can find that. Worst case, if you just go to my Twitter, look for Mike Lowe 47. I was tagged in the link that will take you there, or it's on the SSG Discord, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that was posted there earlier today. So check that out. We talked about sliders, rosters, MLB The Show, baseball, all kinds of cool stuff. So really, really fun. Just about an hour long or so. And yeah, definitely give that a listen. Really, really, Ryan does a great job. Ryan and Ray both do a fantastic job with their podcast, usually covering the Major League Baseball Cardinals. Obviously, with that not happening at this moment, it makes content a little challenging. So they're kind of branching out and doing some different stuff and asked us to come on. And it was really, really great to talk to those guys. So again, thanks to Ryan. So the thought process on going to Legend was really revolved around one thing. And it was, I was just making too much contact. And you'd think like, oh, well, that makes the game too easy. Sometimes, in certain ways it did, because I was able to put the ball in play. I wasn't, but really what it was doing was I was creating too much bad contact, right? So it was kind of doing two things that I didn't like. One, it was making it way too easy not to strike out. And then instead of striking out, I was hitting into more double plays, or I was just hitting weak fly balls and things like this. And it was just creating uh, just too much of certain things that unfortunately really plague this game a little bit at default. We actually talk about this a little bit on Ryan's stream, or on his podcast, I should say. But the issue here is that this game, they don't want to produce boring baseball games, right? If you just have a game where people are fouling off pitches and dribbling balls down the foul line and swinging and missing and doing all this kind of real life slow baseball stuff, it's boring for most people. I love it. I like slow, boring baseball. I have no problem with it. But you got to think the average person who's buying this game, it could be a teenager. They don't want to sit around and wait for this sort of stuff, right? So this is why you see Diamond Dynasty is basically like slow pitch softball. If you're patient enough, I mean, it's very easy to make contact and things like that. So that's really the reason is it makes the PCI a lot smaller. It still rewards you when you hit it well, but it's a little harder to square up now, which is what I like to see. While we're talking about it, the only other adjustment from 1.2 that I'm using for this game is I've turned power down from 5 to 4. This is a slider. I don't know for sure, but I feel like this is something they've been tweaking with a lot in this game in each of the patches, or at least the non-major, or I should say the major patches that they've done so far. And it seems very, very similar to things that like a lot of sports games do in the beginning. They want that kind of wow factor when the game comes out. Lots of home runs, lots of strikeouts, and things like this. And then eventually it peters back. We saw this in Madden, like when they first introduced kick blocking. I mean, you could block a kick like every half, basically, and then of course they tuned it down. So as they're kind of adjusting, from what it seems like to me at least, as they're adjusting power up, we started off at this like a 2 or 3, right? And as they keep kind of nerfing their own power, now we're kind of going back to kind of the average here and starting to bring this back up. I still feel like 5's a little bit too much, even on Legend. Again, I've had some games now, probably a few too many, where I'm hitting 3 home runs with the Tigers, for instance. I'm still at the bottom of the league though with home runs, which again for the Tigers is not surprising. But we'll take a look at all that as well, and just kind of look around at some league stats here before I advance the games. But that's the only change here is if you download 1.2, it's going to be like this. I have it like this. That's probably going to be part of my 1.3 recommendation, which probably be out like early to mid next week, like Tuesday, Wednesday-ish or so, just depending on how my real job goes. So let's see. That's really it. I mean, there were some other changes and stuff, but I won't bore you with really what they are. I think one of the things you may have not noticed is I flip-flopped these. I put stealing ability back down and I increased the frequency. I'm just not seeing the AI take enough chances with taking enough steals. And again, unrelated to hit and run, we see plenty of those, unfortunately. So the injuries have been good. I've had a couple little minor injuries, but nothing major. Just kind of like the 1 to 6 day ones, which are fun to work around. So. Okay, a few other questions. Let me take a look here. Okay, so Ryan's saying you can find their podcast. It's called, that's right, Long Gone. It's called Long Gone, and it's on Spotify. It's on Apple Pods, Google Pods. So check that out. Really, really cool. And yeah, thanks again, Ryan, for having us. Okay, so Ryan, Ryan, did you use the power at 4? Or was it at 5? 4 runs, 10 hits, 3 doubles. That's a good ratio. No homers. I'm just curious if that was at 4 or 5. But I'll wait for that response here in a second. That was at 5. Okay, interesting. Oh wow, hit a home run contact swing. Yeah, I mean, truthfully, guys, like I wish there was like a 4.5 for power. Like that's really where I want to be. But I look at it like I'm going to continue to get better at the game, I hope. And by having it at 4, I will probably kind of work up to that bar as opposed to 5, and maybe developing too many bad habits by making it a little bit too easy. But I don't think there's anything wrong with 5. That's where it's defaulted at. I mean, that's literally where the game has set it. So you're certainly not like being unrealistic or anything like that using 5. And again, that's what the 1.2 is set at. So, okay, looks around the league here. We looked at standings. If we look at some, again, player leaders right now don't really mean a whole lot, but let's look and see where the Tigers rank. Now, again, I have adjusted sliders throughout this whole season. I'm using this franchise as part of my testing. I do some testing in Play Now. Hell, I even do some testing in Diamond Dynasty. You can look at some interesting, just how do other players react to certain things, right? I mean, there's that little measurements you can even do there. But most of it's in my franchise in Play Now. If we look at batting average, the Tigers are 24th. And again, this is the Tigers, right? They're bad. I have not signed any hitters. There's nothing really different on this team except for the back end of my bullpen. I signed a couple free agents just to give us a shot at closing games out and kind of keeping games close. So we're 24th at 241. Again, I mean, look at the Dodgers, 244. It's just too early to really know, right? Victor Reyes leads our team at 348. He's carrying a lot of that. As you can see after that, it gets pretty bad. But we're seeing some other teams who I haven't even played, so it's not like the sliders are messing up the Cardinals or Oakland. Very, very similar. I mean, the Cardinals are almost exactly the same batting averages there with their guys. They're a little bit less heavy at the top there. At-bats, don't really care. Runs, again, towards the bottom here, but look how bad the Padres have been. Oh, my God, right? So even though I'm having a rough go of it, it's still within the realm of possibility. And again, we don't have very many good hitters. Not even Cabrera's doing all that well for us right now. We look at hits. Again, we're towards the bottom here, 27th. But Maven and Reyes have been good. Cron's have been pretty good. Or Cron, I would say Cron. Let's see, doubles. Towards the top, and again, that's where I started kind of messing with the power a little bit more in the beginning of this franchise. It was really this has been up and down. The doubles and home runs is what I'm starting to bring back together now. So I was like second or third. This is now trending downwards, which I want to see. So we're fifth in doubles, but it's because we're last in home runs. We're second in triples, but that's to be expected in Comerica Park. We've had a lot of home games. Victor Reyes with his speed. Demerit hit one a game or two ago. Home runs, as I mentioned, were last, but again, not completely conceivably out of it. So that's what I'm watching most closely is that balance on home run power, or I should say user power, right? Home runs versus doubles. And that's not the only thing that impacts that, but at least for what I'm seeing in my games, the way I play, that's something I'm just taking a look at there. But again, I'm not that far. I mean, I'm 1 3 home run game away from, being ranked towards the middle, right? So it's really nothing I'm too worried about. RBIs, again, towards the bottom, as to be expected. Stolen bases, we're actually doing a good job. But I don't really steal a whole lot. I don't really like the risk involved. We do have 6, so we're tied for 20th. We've been caught once, so we have a pretty good percentage. So we're actually tied for the major league lead. Again, just really looking for good opportunities, but that's also a reason I wanted to kick that down a little bit. It's like, maybe it's getting a little bit too easy. I wanted it to be easier for the AI. Like, I wish they had a separate slider for the AI teams. And I guess what you really could do if you wanted to is like each inning when the AI is batting, you could kick the effectiveness or the success up to 6 or something if you wanted, but that's too much micromanaging for me. Base on balls, I think we're in like the 20s or so. Let's see, 23rd. 49 walks there as a team. So again, falling in line with where you'd expect to be. The Tigers were basically ranked like the 28th team in most of the hitting ratings. I think 28th overall when I took the team here. So again, you're seeing some similar things here. This is another reason. So Ryan had asked, like, hey, what's the switch to legend? This is why. This is again trending the right way now. I'm hoping very, very soon that I will. Like, I'm actually seeing some of my games where I'm closer to like 30% swinging this. I'm okay with that for a little bit here to kind of get this more in line, because I want to see myself be kind of more, trending down towards this way at least. We do have some guys who can put the ball in play, though. We have some guys who have pretty good contact, like Victor Reyes and even Miguel Cabrera. And so, I think that's just something I just wanted to see more of. Again, it's something that kind of plagues the game if you're just playing on default. But there's no exception for it with this slider set. I will get it right because it's trending the right way, so I'm happy about that. Slugging percentage, again, we're towards the bottom, 26th. On base percentage, a little bit higher, we're 21st. Total bases, plate appearances, don't care. Ground and double plays, this can tell you a lot about if you're not striking out enough, right? And so there you go, I'm towards the bottom. So that number is going to start trending this way, whereas strikeouts will start trending that way, which is what I want to see. Again, assists, don't really care, but you'll see that a little bit inflated if you're not striking out enough pitchers. Putouts don't matter. Errors don't really matter so much right now. Again, just looking at fielding percentage. I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I'm like, I'm not making any errors. I mean, I am. We're 22nd. I'm on auto fielding too. So, but again, 98.6 isn't bad. There's just some teams that just aren't making any errors. And so we'll see how that looks a little bit later on. Let's look at the pitching stats now. So if I look at ERA, we are 17th at a 4.25 ERA. Daniel Norris doing a really nice job in his 2 starts so far. Spencer Turnbull's been pretty solid, but after that it starts to get pretty bleak there. But those guys, their 4 outings between the 2 of them have been pretty good, so that's helped us. I don't care about complete games other than just keeping that number low, right? You want to try to keep this column to about 5 per month that you're in. I'm in the first month still, so I'm at 3. That's fine. I'll show you how we do that again before we play. Saves, don't care, don't care. Hits allowed. This will tell you a lot too, right? This will tell you a lot about the contact slider. If you have it too high or too low, it'll tell you a lot about the solid hit slider. So again, 18th. I mean, you could even say maybe that's too good for the Tigers, but I have improved their bullpen and they've helped. Those guys have both been excellent. Cedeno and Vizcaino have been super, super good for us. Runs allowed, if we work from the bottom, I don't remember where we're at. 16th, right in the middle of the league. Earned runs, I don't really care at this point. It doesn't really matter. Home runs allowed, 8th, right? So again, power being a little bit too low, and we're starting to trend that back up now that the game is nerfing their power a little bit. Base on balls allowed. So again, one of the reasons why I wanted to start going to this using maximum pitch effectiveness on 3-1 and 3-2 counts is this. I want to start seeing this trending down a little bit. You also have to be honest because it's okay sometimes to lead the league in something. But to me, like this Tiger team isn't somebody or like, you know what the Tigers are really great at is damn, they're so good at, not allowing base on balls. I don't know if that's the identity of this team just yet. We'll see. I just because of playing this game for so many years, this is more of a byproduct of the game, which is why I am making myself use full effectiveness. On a 3-0 count, it's up to you. I mean, you could, but it's like a lot of times you're just kind of getting an over pitch. So it's up to you. But 3-1 and 3-2, I would definitely recommend. Strikeouts, again, starting to trend upwards because I was having a hard time getting the AI to strike out as much as they should. Or at least swing and miss. Swing and misses were actually fine. It's just when you get them on 2 strikes, they're just still invincible. So I still have the set where they're going to strike out. They're going to strike out more now. I wouldn't say a lot more, but they're going to strike out more now. But when they hit it, they're still going to make really nice contact if they square it up. Trout hit a bomb of a home run in the 9th inning for a game yesterday that we won. But oh my gosh, he just destroyed the ball. So that was cool to see. Win percentage, don't care. We looked at those, and that's that. So let me check the chat here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's a ton of stuff going on. So Ryan was sharing the stuff there. Okay, yeah. So Ryan is on 5 power. Yeah, so you're 1.5 over 2 games. I mean, Ryan, that might be fine for you. And it might be fine for me. I'm toying with it a little bit just to kind of see. Hey, Connor. Oh my gosh, Connor, there's so many fun teams. We'll talk about that another time. And part of it's you got to pick one, man. That's your call. Yeah, man, I agree. I love. I think one of the things I love about at least the sliders I'm using here and sharing with people is it really makes pitching fun because it's scary. It's hard, and there's like situations on every game where I'm like, oh damn, like this sucks. Like what am I gonna do here? Second and third, nobody out, and it's like 2-0 already. I'm down. It's like damn it, and I like that. I mean that's how baseball goes sometimes, right? It's not always 4-3. Yeah, Mariners would be good. Good uniforms. Yeah, I always say you got to pick a team with a good stadium, good uniforms, or at least an upcoming good stadium. Like, don't be afraid to take Oakland because they're aren't they getting a new stadium next year? Question from EZTN Montreal or MTL. I don't know how to say your name. Sorry. What's the best sliders to use in regards to increasing opponents' batting average ball in play? Is it contact, solid hits? It's both, or either or. Yeah, those are definitely the two. Even timing will also play into that a little bit. So if you're getting too low, see, it just depends because like if you raise contact, I would only raise contact though. If you're number one, which you probably are, like most people, you're not walking enough people, you can raise contact. But if you're not striking them out enough, raising contact is going to impact that a lot. Solid hits won't. Solid hits won't impact walks or hits, not that I'm aware of. or I should say walks or strikeouts, but it will impact their batting average, ball in play for sure. So that one you can freely adjust up, and maybe that's where you start. If everything else looks good, I would just adjust that one. And then same thing with timing, but timing will impact strikes and walks and foul balls too. So solid hits will be the one that you can right away. You can click that up a notch and see how it goes, no problem, because that shouldn't impact really anything else. Now it's going to impact home runs allowed, maybe doubles, some other peripherals like that. But that's where I would start MTL there, or however you say your name. Yeah, Twins' whole pitching philosophy for 10 years was walks at no cost. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I remember reading a book by the former Braves general manager. Uh, what the hell is his name now? John something or other. I forget, but his book talks a lot about that. Kind of the power pitchers that they, or the pitchers they had, the big four pitchers they had in like Glavine, which are really prominent in this year's game, right? But guys like Steve Avery and stuff like that. Steve Avery went to my grandma's church, by the way. Shout out to my grandma's church. I don't even know what it is, but I know he went there. Let's see. He's from Taylor, Michigan, originally, so very close to where I grew up. Let's see. Just reading some of the other comments here. Matt says, lost on a sac fly at a 3-0 count, first and third, one out, trying to get a double play ball that hung a curve. Yep. Easy says, I have been quite happy with the CPU home runs and strikeouts. I've just noticed that their batting average, ball in plays have consistently closer to 200. Yeah, just click that one up. Yeah, John Sherholz. There you go. Thank you, LT. Yeah, it's a good book. I can't remember what it's called. It's funny because it's one of the, I found it like a used book. It was like, $2 or something. I'm like, I'll read this. And it had terrible reviews when I looked it up, at least. And I read it. It was probably, 10 years ago. But I actually really enjoyed it. It was cool. They talked a lot about how the Braves were like on the eve of acquiring Barry Bonds from the Pirates. Like he was going to sign with the Braves instead of the Giants, and then there's like a whole chapter that talks about how that went down, and it's cool. If you like GM books and stuff like that, it was cool. I enjoyed that book. I have no idea what it's called though. I totally forget, but it was a good one. So what else here? Standings. We don't need to look into this stuff. The Tiger injuries I mentioned, just a couple. Victor Reyes is out. I'm really trying to be honest and sit these guys. I don't know if the game will actually like re-injure them or anything. Just trying to be honest. During spring training, I don't even think I mentioned, but Jacoby Jones went down, so he'll be out the whole year. And the only thing we're missing is his amazing walk-up music, which is So Fresh and So Clean by Outkast. So that's the only bummer that we're not able to hear that each game he plays in. But I don't think the sounds of the show are coming through anyway. So what else? Trade block, nothing really to report there. Of course, I have some guys with big contracts up, not expecting much. Let's look at scouting, because this is getting a little bit more interesting now that we've scouted a few more players. We've mostly been scouting hitters. I do now have my scouts, at least out in the West. We have 2 West scouts. I have them starting to look at lefty-righty pitchers. One guy looking at lefties, one guy looking at righties. But I definitely would prefer to pick a hitter. We have a lot of pitching in our system, but I'm picking, damn it, the best player available. I don't care if he's a pitcher, as long as he's not a relief pitcher or a closer. But I think, and I always want to call him Charles Darwin, but Charles Dawson, maybe we should call him like the evolutionary Charles Evolution Dawson or something. This is a guy, I really think if I had to pick right now, it would probably be this guy. He's currently a 65. He's got the potential to be an 80, and you can see his hitting ratings are just sick. I actually like righty hitters. I know a lot of people like trend, like they want lefty pitchers, lefty hitters. I actually prefer most righties, simply because it kind of renders neutral those tough lefties, like those situational lefties. And I always feel if you can render half of a team's bullpen essentially useless, isn't that a huge advantage for yourself? And so as teams start trending, like we want to get lefty pitchers, go ahead, I'll get righty hitters. They're a lot easier to find. So Charles Darwin kind of fits that profile perfectly. I like his positional variety. It's super weird, right? First base, left, and catcher. On Ryan's podcast earlier, I'd mentioned that, positional learning is something I wish this game would get within reason. Like out of the park baseball has it, but you can't just take any dude. Like I can't probably put this guy shortstop and expect him to do well. But why can't this guy play right field? If he's a catcher, he's got 70 arm strength. I can't put him in right field. Like he'll be useless in right field. That's crazy. Because he has the makeup of a right fielder. Decent enough range, above average range, and a really, really damn good arm. So he's a guy like, yeah, we could put him at catcher, but as he gets older, I wish this game would kind of simulate maybe he's starting to break down, and sort of like a Buster Posey, we have to move him somewhere else because right field would be that spot. I guess we can put him in left field and he'll be fine, but it's just so bizarre to me that nope, he will be a space cadet in right field. That doesn't make any sense. But Charles Dawson, I almost called him Darwin again, I think is going to be certainly in the running so far for a first overall pick. There's another guy that I just came across this week. We looked at Pedro Urban before. Where did he go? Where did he go? It was, I swear it was a shortstop. But maybe I scouted him and he sucked. Oh yeah, Pedro Lopez. I think, are we scouting him now? No. Pedro Lopez was an interesting, no, this wasn't him. He's not that interesting at all. He has 80 potential, and we did scout him, but I think we realized that it was, yeah, I think after I scouted him, his ETA changed, his overall is pretty low. I mean, this is a guy I would like to get later on, for sure, maybe even the second round. Um, but I don't know, that arm worries me a little bit. He definitely looks more of a second base profile. So again, positional learning, right? If I play this guy at second base, he's going to take a bit of a ding because he's a shortstop primarily. But why is that the case? If he's 21, and let's say he gets to the majors, he's 23, I play him at second base for 10 years, and he's still a better, like, he's more comfortable at shortstop? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that should flip-flop. Shortstop should become a secondary position or fall off the map if I never play him there. Maybe third base. I would never play this guy at third base with his arm, and probably never at shortstop either. Those should fall off the map. He should strictly be a second baseman if he's only for 3 years or something like that, has only played second. It makes no sense to me. It's something I really, really would love to see this game get. Maybe there was a center fielder. I think maybe it's Andres Vasquez. This is a guy I definitely want to give a look to. I'd like to see a little bit of a better hitting profile. Again, against lefties, he's not going to be that great. But he hasn't been scouted yet. So Andres Vasquez is a guy I definitely want to scout this week. He's like a Montana mountain man there. Man from Montana. Look at that beard. Andres Vasquez. So he's an interesting guy there, but injury risk high. Does anyone know, if you scout, does the injury risk ever change? That's why I meant to ask this on the stream, because I haven't scouted him yet, because if he's a high injury risk, it means he has low durability. I don't want a center fielder or a shortstop or a catcher or a really top hitter with high injury, because that means their durability, or I should say their stamina or whatever it's called, is going to also be really, really low or potentially low. And that's just no bueno to have the guy sitting there on the bench twice a week. So just checking the chat here. Let's see. Yeah, small for first baseman. You're talking about Dawson there. Was that his name? I keep forgetting his first name. Yeah, Charles Dawson, or say his last name. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 5'11", but definitely a guy put in left field. I mean, possibly even catcher, depending what his block rating is. Yeah, number one pick is definitely an important one, no doubt. And Darvin's not wasting in left field. I mean, there's more balls hit the left field than right field in baseball. But if I'm a team that's building around right-handed pitching, right, I'm going to probably face a bit of an uptick in left-handed hitters. So yeah, you want to make sure you have a decent right fielder out there. Most balls in baseball are pulled. The vast majority of baseballs are pulled. Let's see. Hey, D-Man. What made you move? What made me move from human timing back to 4 in your latest slider set? Move human timing back to 4 because I moved up the legend, and I was just seeing. Let's see, what was the thought process behind that? It had to do with foul balls and swings and misses. It was a weird balance. So that slider works a lot with me. With the foul ball slider, is like as you kind of click one up, you need to be careful about clicking the other one up at the same time, and those can work in conjunction with those two stats that we're looking at: swings and misses, foul ball percentages, things like that. So that was the thinking behind that. All right, so there's a quick look at just, again, kind of what's going on. It's still a little early. The draft is basically June 1st-ish, right? Somewhere around there. So still a lot of time. I'll be curious to kind of look at, maybe this is, this is the shortstop I was looking at. Angel Arroyo, I should say. Angel Arroyo. This is an interesting guy I would like to scout. Because again, if we can scout him and realize, like, wait a second, he's actually not a 65-70. He's more like a 70-75. This guy, and again, especially if that injury risk doesn't ever change, this is a promising hitter here. Shortstop, he's got the arm for it. Look at the fielding. And if those power numbers can stay there or even bump up a little bit, this guy's in the running. This guy is definitely in the running. I don't really care about his speed too much, but a fielder of that caliber at shortstop, who can also play other spots on the infield. He's only 19. This guy, I mean, he's a little bit taller than Altuve. He's got decent plate vision and plate discipline. This guy could be a good player too. So this guy is probably next on our list here. I'd say him, Vasquez, are guys that we want to take a closer look at. Antoine Gonzalez, again, we looked at him last time. He's a real nice hitter, but I would prefer he played somewhere other than the corner infield. So again, why can't I draft this guy and try to maybe make him into an outfielder? Look at the range and reaction. This guy would be an awesome left fielder. And I would be fine with that stealing ability and this contact ability to put him in left field and let him be a leadoff hitter with the play vision and the discipline. But he's kind of useless at third base. Not useless, but I mean, he's going to be like a Howie Kendrick at best, right? Maybe like a souped-up Howie Kendrick kind of player, right-handed third baseman with not a lot of pop. So, and again, not terrible power, just interesting player profile there. So anyway, we'll see if any other players pop up there, but that's, again, kind of what's been going on around the league. There have been no transactions yet with the trade slider being where it is. Lineup adjustments with Victor Reyes hurt. Jordy Mercer's been a real nice kind of surprise for us so far, so I've actually put him in the leadoff spot. I kind of go back to the old Jim Leyland days of the Tigers, of like really just trying to let guys get comfortable in their lineup spots. And this is a video game, so it clearly doesn't matter, but it's just something I like to kind of do just to play along with. I do think in real life players get very comfortable hitting in certain batting order. And so it's funny because you'd see Jim Leyland, he actually liked to always put Cabrera fourth, but he'd have something like this. And then on an off day, it's like, Cabrera hardly ever got off days, but let's just say like, well, it's time to let, good old Harold Castro in, the 33-year-old journeyman, and he would just throw him in there, like at cleanup. And that's just it, because he wanted to keep everyone else there. And it was pretty hilarious, because you just see that all the time, and people would be going crazy because you'd have like Andrew Romine, Austin's brother, like, hitting third or whatever. And you're like, damn it, Jim Leyland, what the hell? But I'm a Jim Leyland lover, so I always just kind of laugh because if you look up kind of baseball statistics on batting lineups, what you'll find is that it really doesn't make a damn difference. I mean, you're talking like God, what is it, like less than 3 runs a year or something like that? I mean, again, that could be the difference between maybe making the playoffs, but it's not enough to like have talk show hosts on radio talk about it for 3 hours a day or anything. It's just not that important. So, but that's really the only lineup change. Let's see. I've been really kind of splitting time, Christian Stewart and Demerit. Demerit's starting to come on a little bit. Christian Stewart's been really, really cold. But again, he's got good ratings, right? So I'm just trying to find that balance of like, well, are the ratings accurate or not? Because he's a nice lefty bat for sure. And I've also been kind of switching Jake Roberts and Austin Romine a little bit. Both have been pretty bad so far. This lineup's been pretty cold. And again, just looking at the averages there, Cameron Maybin and Mercer have really been the only two guys who are Mercer and Victor Reyes have been really the only guys hitting. Candelario's hit quite a few home runs. He already got 4 home runs. He hit 2 in the last night's game that I played. A couple of bombs there. So, and again, you wouldn't think it, right? Looking at the ratings, and it's not like he has high vision or anything like that. He's just a guy that, for whatever reason, is just hitting the ball right now. So, small sample sizes, right? Miguel Cabrera, very, very cold after kind of a hot start the first series. He's cooled off tremendously. Still doesn't have any home runs. He's drawn some walks, though. You can see he's obviously regressing pretty badly at his age. He does have 6 walks in 54 at-bats, so that ratio is still really good, about where you want to be. Over the course of his career, it's actually a little bit low for where his career is, but he's not getting all the intentional base on balls that he used to get earlier in his career. It's kind of a fun side story in this franchise is Miguel Cabrera, because he's chasing a couple records, right? Home runs, and this game tracks this. Unfortunately, I don't think you can see it anywhere in game other than like in his player profile. But he's chasing 500 home runs, and he's also chasing 3,000 hits, right? So very unlikely I'll get to the hits this season. It's probably even unlikely I'll get to the home runs, but maybe in MLB The Show 21, that's going to be a really cool episode, is if I can keep Miguel Cabrera around long enough to get to 500 home runs. So just little storylines that I'm looking for as we look for a little silver lining. Pitching, as I mentioned, Spencer Turnbull and Daniel Norris have been pretty good for us so far. Matthew Boyd's been really hot and cold. Michael Fulmer, again, hot and cold. This is 2 starts, so literally hot, cold. Nothing to really report on. Jordan Zimmerman's been, he was hot, cold as well. Got really, really bad in his second start. Ivan Novit's pitched okay in long relief. There's not really a whole lot to look at here. I mean, we're talking bullpen stuff here. But the 2 acquisitions, Joe Jimenez, again, just not pitching all that well. But Cedeno and Vizcaino have been really, really good. So I'm happy that the 2 tweaks I did make to the roster have been really, really nice ones for us so far. These guys have just been super, super good. Going back to that, just looking at some of their stats here so far. 7 games, 7 1/3 innings pitched, just 3 hits, 8 strikeouts in those 7 1/3, 3 holds, 0 ERA, so has yet to give up a run, a whip below 1, below 0.7 even. It's just been super, super good for us. Just again, lefty specialist, even though it's not really a thing anymore, but they still can be if you bring him with 2 outs and even 1 out, that sort of thing. So he's kind of a setup guy when they have a lefty-heavy part of the lineup coming up in the 7th or 8th. And then Vizcaino, probably even more dominant, even though he's given up some runs. 7 games, he's pitched 6 1/3. He's given up 3 hits, just 1 run, 1 walk to 10 strikeouts. So 10 strikeouts in 6 1/3 inning, 4 saves. So again, he's been super good for us. What else is there to look at? Minor leagues have started, but again, a little too early to really see. If we look at kind of the top prospects, where is that screen? There it is. The Tigers, I think, only have 1 or 2 guys on here. They're both pitchers. I believe it's Casey Mize and, Tarek Skubal, who's actually passed now Casey Mize. They're both in AAA right now. If we look at their statistics, we can't see those unless we go to the roster menu, I believe. We can go look at that here. So those are the only guys that are up in there. But if I click over to AAA, whoops. So here's you can look on the screen here. So 2.45 ERA. He's only pitched 3 2/3. Again, not much this year. Casey Mize, for some reason, is the 5th starter. Although I think doesn't the game kind of mix it up based on who's about to pitch next? So I don't know if that's accurate. And actually, it must be because he hasn't even pitched yet. So he's actually pitching today. He'll have his first start there. So, okay, what else? Are we ready to jump into gameplay finally? Let's see. Training, I did go through and adjust some training, and I kind of kept them. You can see I kind of have all my starters working on pitching coach. I have all my bullpen doing bullpens. All my closing pitchers doing bullpen. I will start rotating these around a little bit for at least this month. I want to just see how those go. And then each of I didn't do the AAA. I just left, or I should say, I didn't do minors. I left these on auto. For my majors, I did go through and I have them working on certain things that I want them to work on, at least for this first month. So I did go through and do those different setups there. Again, just for the major league hitters. And all the pitchers in the organization, though. Okay, I think that is it. We talked about coaches last time and their impact on your team makeup and so on. I don't remember if we did anything, but just in case, let me save this because I have to simulate today's games too. And then we'll jump into some gameplay here. Yeah, check the chat here really quick. There's our look at the month here while I check the chat. Okay, good. Nothing new in the chat. I shouldn't say good, but good I didn't miss anything. Last couple games. So the last stream was Wednesday. I think we saw this game. I think, right? This must have been. Or did I not? Maybe I didn't stream that one. I can't remember which one I streamed. But anyway, I ended up getting things caught back up to the actual schedule here. And so you can see the Royals. We have not beaten the Royals yet. They are just putting a whooping on people right now. This particular series here, again, 3-1 win. Oops, I always do that. View box score. 3-1 win. Scored in the fifth, sixth, and seventh inning. Again, there's a two-error game. I think they're both by Candelario at third base, who's actually a pretty good defender. And again, 11 strikeouts for the Tigers. Gave up 2 doubles. We also struck out 11 times, drew 5 walks, had a double, triple, and a home run. 2 errors. I'm sorry, that was not the game where Candelario. There was a game where he had 2. And Dylan Bundy did pretty well for them, actually. But luckily we were able to put a couple runs up and hold on. Spencer Turnbull pitched really well, and there you can see that bullpen that I was talking about, doing a really nice job for us. And then last night's game, this was a nice win for the Tigers, 6-3. That 2-run homer there in the ninth, that was that Trout home run I was talking about. He just absolutely killed it. So that was interesting to see. You can see there the home run by Trout. They had 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 home runs. The first batter of the game hit a solo shot, Andrelton Simmons there, and then Trout in the ninth hit a home run. So 2 for the AI, that was good to see. Candelario, this is the game I mentioned, he had 2 home runs. So 2 for Candelario, 1 for Goodrum, just 1 triple. Maben with a steal. And you can see the pitching there. 9 strikeouts for the Braves. We had 7 as a team. So those are the last couple games. Let's go ahead and simulate today's games. And then we'll just double check that we don't have a huge inflation of complete games. And we'll play the Sunday game here. Hope everyone's staying safe and staying indoors, I guess. I went and mowed grass today. That was exciting. Got me outside, walked the dog a little bit. I try to get out every day, though. I like being outside. Good weather here most of the year, so luckily able to get out and do stuff like that. Doing some work around the house. Alright, let's see. Come on, no inflation of complete games. Okay, nothing new. So we are ready to jump in just in case. I just like to save it one more time so I don't have to redo that in case my system turns off or something crazy. But hey, thanks again for watching the stream here. We're going to jump into gameplay now. Continue to ask questions if you'd like. I do have, I believe I have the broadcast turned off. If not, I need to turn that off real quick. Let's go with on the field today. Okay. It'll be a little easier to hear things. Alright, we are ready to jump in. Talk about setting a lineup. As you get into this part of the year, again, you want to be looking to give some guys days off. You don't have to wait till they're dead tired. I like to actually, let me back out, I actually like to look at it on matchups too. So Ohtani, you can sort of look at the player profile, especially if you have some kind of tweener guys. There's some guys, obviously, you want to play every time you can. But as we look at Ohtani as a pitcher here, he throws right. Big strikeout guy, right? So that's kind of the first thing. But he's kind of a feast or famine. He's going to strike you out. His break is sick. His velocity is sick. But he's susceptible to the home run. So again, just as I think about, a player like Christian Stewart, he's got power, but he strikes out a lot. Is he a guy I want to play today? Or is he a guy that I'm better to maybe put in Travis Demerit? It's tough to say like that. But I always like to just look at the opposing pitcher. And also never hurts just to give your guy a look who's about going. It's kind of like checking in with your pitcher that morning, right? Just seeing how they're doing. He's, again, a guy turning downward here as he continues to age. But I like looking at the quirks. He doesn't have any. If we go back, I forgot to check Ohtani's quirks here. So again, the untouchable K rating, he's not hitting, so we don't really care. We're playing the field about the cannon arm or the first pitch hitting. But he's a guy who's going to strike out some batters, or so it seems. So just something to keep in mind. It kind of makes you think about hitting and running, things like that. It's just it's always nice to kind of go in with it with a basic game plan. Of course, real baseball, they have full-on game plans, team meetings about certain pitchers each day, and even guys in the bullpen and stuff like that. So always something interesting to look at. I like to check my bullpen before the game. Everyone looking pretty fresh. Shouldn't pay anybody off limits today. Look at the lineup. We just had an off day, and we have another one coming tomorrow, so really everyone can play. I'm really only looking at, again, potential mismatches, guys who maybe don't have great vision
That's kind of the first thing that's jumping out to me. So maybe Candelario. Cabrera's got good vision. You're looking for like really bad vision. So like Nico Goodrum could be a guy I could sit, but I already have he's actually our center fielder right now with Reyes out. I would love to play Reyes today, but I can't. So we can actually look at the bench too to see if same thing. So there's Austin Romine. His vision's fine. So again, Demerit, probably better just to sit him. His vision's even worse than Christian Stewart's. Now Harold Castro. Now here's somebody that we could put in for today. This wouldn't be a bad idea. We could take out Goodrum, but gosh, you gotta have a good center fielder in Comerica Park. And I could let him even play second base or maybe even shortstop. But goodness, because the only other shortstop would be Jonathan Scope. Talked about possibly taking out Candelario. So maybe that's a switch though. But I'd like to get Nico Goodrum out today. He's ready for a little rest too, but he's such a good defender. I guess what we could do. Maybe I'll put Demerit. It seems silly to take out two switch hitters though, especially this guy hit 2 home runs. I'm putting in Castro. I just got to figure out who's going to play center field. Gosh, they're so bad. Outfielders are so bad. Cameron Maven can play center today. Harold Castro, where am I going to put you? You got a good arm. We can put him in right field today. That should work. This guy's been hot for us too. Look at this, 636. It's crazy, huh? So I think he's a good matchup. I don't want two lefties next to each other. We're going to actually bump. Candelario's been doing okay up there, though. And Maven's kind of like a lefty himself, right? He actually hits righties better. So this is kind of like having 3 lefties in a row, which is what I want to avoid. Jonathan Scope's been really bad for us. Let's adjust this around a little bit. Let's put Castro there. Yeah, I like that. That looks like a pretty good lineup. Alright, let's go with it. Yeah, he's staying in there, though. Our hitting coach, you need to stop worrying.
Alright. Otani's tough. I was playing him in Diamond Dynasty last night. He's tough to hit. So you guys can't hear this, right? Can you hear this music right now? It's like the Fox Sports Detroit music. It's one of the sounds of the show. I don't know if it's coming through at all. Hey, Tom. Yeah, Tom, we're on Legend now with both hitting and pitching. This is the first stream with that. So this is version 1.2 of the sliders up in the vault with only one adjustment. Human power turned down to 4. It's at 5 in 1.2. Okay, yeah, so you guys can't hear. That's probably good though. They take them out. It's fun because they're playing Ryan Zimmer or Jordan Zimmerman's, kind of entrance music here. So it's fun. Little sound effects, ambulances, and things like that. All right, so start of the game. All right, make sure you go in and adjust these. If you don't need to restart the game or anything. It's not gonna matter. It's one game. Don't freak out. And I always just like I said, these two sometimes will reset it. Usually only happens when you load it, but I'm just in the habit now of just always checking it. All right, Jordan Zimmerman. Oh my God, he's a gas can. This is gonna be tough. But he does have really good control. And isn't that interesting? It didn't show his quirk when I looked in the pitching staff menu, right? When I looked at his player profile, he had no quirks. Now he has control artist. Unless I'm crazy, I swear he didn't have that before. But he does have good control. So. Yeah, it sounds like the show is a bit of a learning curve, but once you figure it out, with your podcast software, you'll get it. It's probably a little more complex than that even. So again, when I look at Andrelton Simmons, I'm expecting him to put the ball in play. So he doesn't have a lot of power. I would prefer he just puts the ball up in the air. So I tend to pitch a guy like this up in the zone. But you can't just always do that, right? I think to start the game, I'm just going to try to just go on the outside here. Just get something over.
Nope.
Just missed it. But with his control, that's one of the benefits we can try to work with here in Jordan Zimmerman.
111.
Slider. I'll just put this really more or less over the plate and see if you can just put it in play. There we go. So being a great contact hitter isn't necessarily the problem, right? It's just how they're making contact that matters when you're facing a guy like that. I know he's going to put it in play more or less, especially against Zimmerman. He's not going to strike a lot of guys out. Tommy LaStella, really, really good hitter. 87 contact versus righties. He does have enough power, especially with that contact. Don't let 68 power seem like anything. That's impactful with that high of contact. This guy can definitely take a yard. So same thing. I'll probably just try to maybe paint Lowe here a little bit. Just catch an edge. There we go. Just where I wanted it. I love that this year's game especially has really made ratings like base on ball per nine and control matter. That pitch I don't hit with every player, even though Zimmerman kind of sucks in this game. I mean, no disrespect, Jordan Zimmerman. If you're listening, I wish you all the best. But in this game, it's just not very good. But look at that base on ball per nine. You can definitely, paint the black for sure. Just don't miss, right? He's probably a guy I'll try to get 5 innings out of if I can. If he can give me 5 strong innings, oh god, I'll be so happy. Now I want this ball out of the zone for sure. Oops.
The count is 1 and 2.
Every time they cut to that screen, I get worried that there's an injury. Give him some chase pitches. He's a good hitter. Our next 3 hitters are very good. Here I'll just try to paint an edge. Should be playable. There's Harold Castro. Look at him running that ball down. Good job. It's like when you put the new guy in your softball team out in right field, there's a ball hit, and you're like, oh god. You just like watching his footwork and stuff, like praying he knows how to catch a fly ball. Alright, so again, really, really good hitter. The next 2 hitters in their lineup are going to have dead red, and they're going to have first pitch hitters. And then Trout, of course, is breaking ball hitter as well. So I pretty much just, a lot of cases will just spoil a pitch. Just get rid of that first quirk at least. Now I can start trying to throw in some breaking balls. Oh, lucky there. There we go. 1 inning down for Jordan Zimmerman. Ball's put in play, but all 3 are harmless. That was my worst pitch of the inning right there, though. I'm surprised he didn't wall with that. There you go, your 7-7 Tigers. Facing Shohei Ohtani, who's been bad for them. Look at that whip, 3-point, looks like an ERA. 10 strikeouts, though, in 8 1/3 inning. Wild stuff. I do play slow pitch softball. I mean, when I'm like legally allowed to go play slow pitch softball. California, like everywhere else, lockdown right now. All right, so I always like to look at the pitcher repertoire again. Splitters, damn, splitters are hard to hit in this game. A couple breaking pitches, of course, a blazing fastball makes that splitter even harder. We looked at his ratings earlier. We looked at his quirks earlier. So with I like to look at those hot zones. I'll just back out of this so you can see it. I have hot zones on preview. I know that's not quite a clean screen, but the reason I do that, again, I don't study film on MLB The Show. I am not a real baseball manager or player or general manager. That to me is a fair trade of like, I don't want to memorize all of these hot zones. I turn it off after the preview. so I see it, but that helps me to kind of give a game plan in my at-bat. With a guy like this, I want him to, hit line drives. I'm not looking to hit home runs, so I'll be mostly looking kind of up in the zone and then maybe adjusting down as see fit, so that way I'm probably going to be over top of it. I'd rather hit a ground ball than a fly ball with him. If I can't get a line drive, I'll take a ground ball. And as far as pitch, it's the old adage of, look fastball, react to breaking ball. But I'll happily take a pitch outside just to gauge his speed. Especially because the last few games I played were Diamond Dynasty. It always takes a minute to readjust. Ooh, you kidding me? Oh yeah, it was. That was a good pitch. Just outside. He's pitching me up though. That's where I'm looking. My God, it's fast. Definitely the hardest fastest pitcher we've faced this year. So now I'm just going to look over the middle. 3-1. I'm not going to... If he wants to go to an edge, go for it. If you can hit it, go for it. Otherwise, I'll take a leadoff walk. And there you go. So, he has been wild this year. Man, you guys are missing all of the awesome sounds of the show. But that's better than taking my stream down, I guess. I should just put the... Well, never mind. I could put the microphone up to my ears somehow. But not that big a deal. So same thing, but now this guy's... hot zones have been bad, so I just kind of look over the middle. I don't mind hitting the other way, but I don't really like hitting to left field with righties as much. Just found I've had trouble doing that, and really I want to try to pull this ball with the guy in first, so trying to do that. Swing very early at that fast as hell fastball, but I still can't get on top of it. Oh, it says I was early. Oof. There's that damn splitter. You see a lot of that now. I'm actually going to look low in the zone here. Rather hit a pop-up than a double play. Ah. This gassed me. I tried to just let go of the left analog. But I was late anyway. That's good. I want to see more strikeouts, and that wasn't pitiful. Yeah, that's bad. So Miguel here. Honestly, with Miguel, especially because he's a good hitter the other way, really looking for breaking pitches here. And if I get a fastball outside, it should be timed up perfectly to hit it to right field. So definitely not that. Get down. Oh, get back. Get back. Ooh, that was close. That's exactly what I was trying to do, though. Batting full. Well, shoot, if you guys can't hear sounds of the show, I mean, there's hardly anything you're even hearing, probably. I might just turn those off. They're fun. I mean, it's not... They also get pretty repetitive. So, 2 outs now. I can probably just look over the plate a little bit here. I'll just try to... If he throws me a mistake fastball or a hanging breaking pitch over the plate, this is the perfect way to kind of say, look for fastball, react to breaking ball. That's what I'll try to do over the middle of the plate here. That might be gone. Oh, power at 4. What are your thoughts? I actually squared that up pretty well. Power at 5, that's definitely gone. Do they show? Yeah, they don't show you. If we look at this replay, I don't think they'll actually show... Yeah, they don't show anything like... But we can see where I hit this. It was outside, but I did line it up pretty well. So now it's that pitch. I mean, It's interesting because we talked about how he's susceptible to home runs. I thought it was gone. It had so much height to it. The other thing we can look at is the wind. Let's see where our wind's blowing. If our wind's blowing in, I'm pretty good with that. It is blowing in a little bit. It's more blowing to the left. That was so towering. If that wind was going out, that would have been gone. So again, just really looking at power and what we think about the power slider. Like I said, I wish at this point, at least where I'm playing, kind of my skill level right now, I wish there was like a 4.5 on Legend. Yeah, maybe it wasn't full extension. I mean, pulling a ball outside like that, I mean, there are hitters who can do it. You know, Manny Machado is really good at that. So here's Cron's kind of makeup, right? Now, if that was against a lefty, I'd say that should have been gone. But against a righty, 69 power, it's good. But his contact, you know, I feel like that's fine. This isn't a guy that I should be hitting 55 home runs with, right? I mean, in Diamond Dynasty maybe, but yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh, cool, Jim. Yeah, I've been playing forever too. I use Tom. The batting camera I use is MLB The Show 15 or something like that. It's called. Let me see, gameplay. Yeah, The Show 15 is the one I use. I've used it for years, since 15. All right, so Trout hits everything. My goodness.
1-0.
Every chance I've gotten in this series to intentionally walk him, I've done it. I don't even care if I walk him here.
2-0.
Like if he wants to swing and get himself out, cool.
Ball, that's in.
I'll take my free strike. This early in the game, he probably won't swing at this.
Yeah.
And again, if he wants to chase, cool. If not, I will just work around him. Ooh, there we go. So again, full velocity, or full, what do we want to call it? Pick effectiveness.
Nope.
That's fine. That's my spot.
That is good. The left fielder, number 8.
Yeah, slow pitch softball. Gosh, I've played pretty much every rec sport you can imagine. I lived in Austin, Texas. Stickball? Is that what it's not? It's not. It's like hockey. I can't remember what it is now. It's something big in like Sweden. There's this group who played. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's basically it's like we call it floor hockey, right? Where I grew up. It's like you play inside your gymnasium. But this was different, and I'm trying to remember why. Like, we just used these, like, I can't remember what it was now, but it was super fun, super tired. Yeah, I love playing anything. All right, so now Justin Upton. It's more of just a home run hitter, walker. We do have some speed on first, so try to look over. Always look out for that hit and run. There we go. He's hitting the spots today. So as much as, sucks to put a guy on, especially the power guy behind him, but it's just, the point is, like, Mike Trout, the only weakness he has is that he will strike out. So that's why I don't mind pitching around him. But this does leave us susceptible to a 2-run home run here. Oh, that's a good pitch.
Hey.
I honestly think they might hit and run here, but I don't want to waste the ball. Double play. Look at Jordan Zimmerman today.
That is good. The designated hitter, Ryan Goodwin.
Yeah, Chris, that's kind of what I was seeing too. You're probably a better hitter than me, and that's why I kind of think like 4.5. But then again, I am the Tigers. Like they're not going to hit 250 home runs this season or anything like that. So Brian Goodwin, better hitter than you may seem. It's a day game too, so gotta be careful here. I'm actually gonna shake off my catcher for the first time and throw a curveball. There we go.
0-1.
Try to brush him off the plate a little with this fastball. Don't need a lot of effectiveness. There we go.
That's inside.
I might be able to drop this slider in. There we go. Not a great pitch, but got him to chase it. Was that 2 strikes or was that 1 run? I forget. Oh, very cool. I remember Old Tiger Stadium. Great place. I love Comerica too, though. I love classic stadiums, but honestly, I like new stadiums way more. I get the whole appeal of like new stadiums, but like Petco, I love Petco Park. I love it so much. Yeah, it's just. I still think it has the best food of any stadium I've ever been to. It's just fun. My wife and I were talking about like the things we've been missing since the quarantine, and we're both like, oh gosh, like we could, we used to actually live right next door to it, and so we used to walk over, but just on a whim. We'd be like, you want to get a hot dog tonight? And like, just go over the game and buy a cheap ticket off somebody for $10, and we just go sit and eat food for a little bit and watch half the game and just go home. It was just, yeah, just definitely miss going to some baseball games right now. I haven't been to Comerica since opening day of 16, I think. I flew back for that. But alright, so new hitter here, Harold Castro, we put in, hitting .636. He's a day player, just by chance. I forgot to check those today on a Sunday game. But he's actually a pretty good matchup here. It's nice to have him leading off this inning. And so he's hot zone all over. I'll just kind of look for something over the plate here. Try to hit a line drive. So his splitter almost looks like a changeup with his velocity. The speed difference. Yeah, I wasn't going to hit that. Gosh, he's hard. I really needed that 2-run homer. So that's kind of where I'm looking. A lot of times with 2 strikes is up and in just because it's the hardest to react to. So I'll start from there and then just kind of react out. So I started up and in there. Oh, that's a hit. I'll take it. I actually wasn't. Let me look at that replay because I was not actually watching the ball at all. So we're talking about fielder speed. This is one of the bummers of having it down a notch, but to me it's a huge win overall. I was looking at my actual hit placement, so I want to watch this in real time here. Yeah, I mean those definitely happen. Let's watch it from the fielder perspective. This is Upton, right? So Upton's, he's not the fielder he used to be. He's not bad by any means. That would have been caught on default. Again, that's borderline. I think the trade-off of opening up the gaps a little bit more definitely helps. If we go look at Justin Upton's ratings, because again, I don't like to just go off a feel. Where am I going? Yeah, he's nowhere near that. I'm fine with that. That looks totally fine. If this was Justin Upton in Arizona, maybe he catches that ball, but it looks totally fine. So Cameron Maybin, I'm looking to hit the right field here. Something just to the right there. That's dropping in, and luckily he dropped it. Oh my gosh, those are so hard this year. Those tweeners. Like Diamond Dynasty, everything. Those are really hard to read this year. Now he's a breaking ball hitter, so I'm going to try, especially if not on base. I don't want to hit anything at an infielder here. I'm going to try and just wait for one of those breaking pitches. Now that's the hardest part when you're looking for a low breaking pitch, and you get one. Just make sure it's a strike. I probably could have swung at that, but I cannot hit in a double play here. Breaking pitch. It sounds so easy, or so simple, but just like real baseball. Rule number 1 is watch the damn ball. Watch it the whole way. 2-0. I will switch to a fastball here over the middle if he throws it. Nope.
Inside ball 3.
Does over the middle, but it was inside, obviously. I'm not going to waste it. I will not swing here. You still get a good pitch at 3-1, so there's no reason to try and roll into a double play.
Ball 4, that's up.
Take the walk. Alright, here's Christian Stewart. This is actually a good spot for him because he's kind of a feast or famine. This is when I actually like having guys who might strike out. Bases loaded, nobody out. Go ahead and strike out. Could be a lot worse. So here I'm looking for kind of a fastball middle in. I'll react to maybe a slider that sort of falls into that range. Let's see, if that was a slider, I would have swung at that because that would have been just where you want it to be. It would have come right over the middle. Anything out there, I'm just leaving alone. So I get the 2 strikes. That's 2 inside. So right, it's tricky because you have to find that sweet spot of like that first one is 2 outside, that one is 2 inside. It needs to be something in between those. A little, you know, looking kind of right in right here. Middle in. I'm trying to swing a little under it. That was a little too close to the edge. Because if that was the slider, that could have been big problems, right? So I don't want to swing at that unless I know I'm going to make good contact. That one I thought I could get the bat on and hit it to left field, but it did not happen. So now 2 strikes. I'm going to still look in the same spot. I just don't want to hit a ground ball. Oh, damn. Totally threw me off on that. It's so fast.
Batting ninth, the catcher, Austin.
2 strikeouts, though. It's good. I'm glad I'm seeing more strikeouts. Oh, look at that terrible swing. I'm going to look low in the zone here.
Ball at inside.
This has been our Achilles heel this year. Runners and scoring, but we just have no clutch hitters at all. So if you face a clutch pitcher, it's like sucks so bad. Ooh, gosh. I knew that was a breaking pitch. I'm still seeing crazy early at it.
Ball.
I'm going to start looking more over the middle at this point. They can throw me something. Oh, come on. That is such a inning-changing pitch right there. Gotta look up and in. Gosh. This is so bad.
The batter, the shortstop, Jody Mercer.
Damn. If that was a fastball, would have been some runs. That was like one of those check swings I didn't mean to check. Definitely tried to take a full swing there. Damn, let's hoping that hit him. Oh, how the hell did I miss that? I feel like I was right on that. But I'm actually seeing that on Legend, which I like. There's pitches that I'm like, oh, that would have been fouled or put in play on Hall of Fame hitting. And those are turning into strikeouts, which is awesome. That's exactly what I'm hoping to see. So he has 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. That's great. I mean, there's some games that'd be in like the 8th inning before I had 3 strikeouts.
Leading off with the Angels.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Guess how many runs we scored. Just do a little up and in slider here.
Ball 1. Count 1-0. Nope, that's the ball.
That's full effectiveness there. Luckily I hit my spot. It is very risk reward if you miss your spot using full effectiveness. Guys, I can't believe I didn't score any runs. Alright, who do we got here? Brandon Marsh. Let's try to pull the slider outside here. There we go. It's fun to pitch with a guy like Zimmerman, though. His control is really fun. You can really, really get crafty.
Ball.
Just up here. There we go. Take that. Sure, I'll throw him a fastball inside. Just make it a ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Little setup pitch here. Yeah, I'm gonna throw him the slider kind of down the in here.
He's out.
Batting ninth, the catcher, Anthony Bamboo.
Yeah, I think with pitcher release, I'm reading LT's comments there. I really just try not to watch any part of the windup. I mean, yeah, you obviously have to check the release point, but I mean, I just think of it like a pitching machine, like a batting cage. It's just, I don't care what that machine's doing until the ball's gone, right? Anthony Benboom, however you say that. This is a guy that should get himself out, you would think. I have given up home runs to guys like this, though. Thinking that very
Outside,
thing.
that's the ball.
And there he goes. Let's get that.
Number 2,
Zach Reese hit that pitch. Especially a guy his caliber. Top of the order. We will put the ball in play. The big thing is we just don't want any double here. Not great speed at first. Oof, that's not a good pitch. This Angels team's cold. I'm lucking out. God, this one is if that was Anthony Rendon, I would have been just hammered. Guys, I can't believe I scored 0. But I have to get that out of my head. That's one of the most important things. So Candelario, 365 on base. That's why he's still batting second for us. 4 home runs. No need to change my approach here at all. Keep it simple. Whatever that is for you, keep it simple.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
That's just crazy. Get down, damn. If I see an outside pitch that I know I can get good wood on, I will try to take a nice swing at it. Is this the first year that those aren't all scrambled up? I feel like the last 2 or 3 years they've had all the divisions labeled wrong, and glad that's working. Oh damn! How am I missing these? Under it. See that right there on the left? Swing timing is fine. That would have been a foul ball, or possibly like a weak fly ball on Hall of Fame. I am so glad that that is not a swing and miss.
It's out, 1-1.
I'm looking breaking ball only here with Cabrera. Just trying to change it up. See if I can get something. Again, just right field. That's all I'm thinking about. Right center field.
2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3.
Oof. So close to swing. I was hoping that would have dropped back down, but here I will switch to fastball over the middle. That's the only thing I'll swing at, unless I know I can hit a breaking pitch there.
He
Ooh,
got 3
I
and
thought
2.
that was the fastball. Damn it, Otani. You're so damn tough. Gotta look for a little bit of everything here. Fastball up and in is where I'll start. Oh, Miguel, you just can't buy a break. Oh, man.
The batter, the first baseman.
Once he upped and got to that one.
Lowe.
I think that's the hardest pitch to hit. 98 miles an hour up. You gotta really see it early. Oh, damn. Quick inning. Two bad baseball teams. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Leading off to the infield. The second baseman.
Jake, sliders are up in the vault, but if you want to see the full details of like the other settings, like the hitting view, the pitching view, all of that other stuff, Operation Sports MLB The Show slider forum is where I'd also recommend getting Ryden's rosters, whatever the latest one is. I had someone ask earlier which one I'm using here. Is whatever the second one was. Like, I didn't fiddle with it the first night it came out. I mean, I know Scott too well. I knew there was another roster coming out like 2 hours after the first one, so I figured I'd just wait till the next morning, and then that's the one I grabbed. So whatever that one, 1.5 or whatever it was, that's the one I'm using. So, and that's fine with me. I don't need perfection. No roster's perfect. Ryan even talked about that on the podcast we were a part of. Again, if you haven't checked out Ryan's podcast, you can check that out. I'm already forgetting what it's called. Long Gone podcast, where Ryan and I were both guests on there today. That is up on my Twitter. If you want to find a link to it, that's probably the easiest way. I was tagged in that earlier. If you look for Long Gone, though, you can search for it on Spotify. You can search for it on Apple Podcast or whatever it's called. I'm not an Apple person. All the places you would find podcasts, I'm guessing. I'm actually, is it Stitcher? Is that what it's called? That's the one I use for my podcast. I'll have to see if it's on there. There's the Angel box score, a lot of ground outs. Mike Trout, our unintentional, intentional walk. He'll be up again this inning. So again, good hitter. Let's try and start him off with a fastball for a strike if we can.
Ball, that's out.
I've never sat out there in Comerica Park. I've never sat in right field. I don't even know if I've ever sat in left field. I mean, when I was a Tiger fan, Tigers are so bad. They got good right after I moved. So it's like, you could sit on the infield and it was still only $20. Hell, I mean, sometimes $10. No, those weren't great times, honestly. Good time if you just want to go get a hot dog. Slice of Little Caesar's pizza. I really hope this guy just gets himself out.
I got to count 2 and 2.
Oh boy. Should be a double. His speed. Get it in. Got a guy out there who doesn't play right field at all. We got it in. Any faster, that's a triple. Well, good news is, if we can get Rendon out, I can walk Trout. So that's not the worst thing in the world. God, look at that contact zone. Oh my god. Beautiful pitch. Absolutely beautiful pitch.
0-1.
Yeah, I don't understand how the Angels are as bad as they are, or have been. I mean, this franchise, you know, obviously it's just a video game, but they're 3-12 or something right now. But, yeah, I don't understand how they're not better.
1.
They're my out of the park baseball team. Our little league on simsportsgaming.com. I've been controlling the Angels since 2015. We sim in real time. It's incredible. So it's literally today's date in our league. We've been doing that since 2015. I've taken them to the World Series twice. We've lost both World Series though. Oh, come on. The AI is really, I'm surprised they didn't send them. They're really aggressive running home, which is one of the reasons why I upped the outfield arm back to default, and it seems to have made an impact. Like, it almost seems like the base runners know it, because that was being sent home normally. Oh, God. Remember I talked, there's moments in the game where you're like, oh shit, this is definitely one of those moments. Oh, God. Well, I'm trying to go fastball high and outside. No, if you have the money to pay for a player at 114, go for it. It's just, yeah, it's a different thing. I mean, the Tigers, I mean, they're paying Jordan Zimmerman 20-something million. At least for one more year. They're paying Cabrera for like another 60 years. Ridiculous. Trout, you can do a double play for me. One and one. Uh-oh. Yeah. Good foul. Thank God. As soon as I let that go. Like, that's pretty much the same pitch and location he hit the home run on yesterday. No, I gotta go slider outside here. No, I'll take that back. I'll try to get him to chase once first. Just gonna go fastball high. We'll strike out.
Ball 2.
That's one of Mike Trout's only weaknesses. Now he's set up for that slider, and that's what the catcher wants. Yes. That's his first strikeout. Look at the timing and whatnot. Yeah, it happens. Mike Trout strikes out, even with men on base. The same situation. He's nice and slow though, definitely double play candidate. I'm gonna try to throw a fastball high here in his B zone. Perfect. Yeah, I mean the Rays are just a well-run organization. It's a shame that no one in Tampa seems to give a shit. Am I allowed to swear on YouTube? I don't even know. Oh, beautiful pitch. Well, this would make me feel a lot better about our bases loaded, nobody out, if I can get out of this, especially if Jordan Zimmerman pitching. It's only 48 pitches. Two bad teams here going at it. He is a day player and a fighter, so he's probably going to put the ball in play here. I'm going to actually start him off with a curveball. Just probably put it in the dirt and trust my catcher to go get it. There we go. Try to up and in here. Take that. Come on, Harold Castro. Get to that ball. Oh, that's like a legitimate sigh of relief. Especially when they hit it to my worst fielder. It isn't even like a right fielder. But hey, he's 1 for 1. He's hitting .667. Who is this guy? 8 for 12 in the season.
The right fielder, Harold.
His road to the his Sounds of the Show music. It's like this beautiful Spanish or this beautiful like Mexican song, and it just totally makes me like miss going to like a good Mexican restaurant, getting a good margarita. Obviously, there's way more than just that with the music and everything, but that's literally just what it makes me think of. It's like, oh, I just miss Going to this place here I really love down the road. So sad. Anyway, so here we go. It is 0-0 still, bottom of the fourth. As far as game plan, again, looking a little bit middle up-ish. Just want to hit a line drive. I'll take it anywhere. Left field, right field, wherever. Looking fastball. And I'll leave those alone. They're super close.
That's the ball.
It's got a lot of movement, even for a four-seamer. Looks like a two-seamer. Two-seamer's sinker almost. Probably hit that straight to the ground if I swung at it. Alright, gotta look fastball up and in again here.
That's ball 2.
And it just takes a lot of practice just to lay out those when you're looking up there. Part of that release point though, right? Watching that release point.
You got a full
Same thing down there. Just thinking about the angle. You know, milliseconds to decide. Same thing though, up and in, simple game plan, I should say. Ooh.
What do you got?
Oh, thank God. That was tough to lay off. Harold Castro, Tigers MVP. Who is this guy? Gotta find him a spot. Schoep's been so bad this year. He's on deck, I believe. So same thing, Maven hitting the right field really, really well this year. Let's do the same thing here. Can't do it on that pitch though. 400 average first in the Tigers. We know that's not true. And they must have a cutoff point for games started or something. It's probably second though. Ooh, that was outside, but too far outside. Uh-oh. Better run, Cameron. Oh. Swung too early. That was a good pitch to hit. It swung way too early. That's what's called rolling over. It's that breaking ball quirk. So I am just looking for something a little bit lower, something off speed.
Ball 2.
While also trying to lay off that. Oh, damn, I got under it. I tried hitting at the right field. Alright, gotta look up and in again. Against a guy like this, you have to.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good news is we've got his pitch count where we want it, 58 or so. Let's be the 59th pitch. Oh, good pitch. It's 4 strikeouts. Also good. I'm so glad I'm seeing these strikeouts, and I don't feel like I've flailed a couple times, but those have improved too. So that's why, like, even at this game, you might see I might be 29-30% swing and miss. I'm fine with that because I'm adjusting to it. That'll start trending back down towards 20. I'm really sorry you also can't hear Heidi Watney. I know her insight's very valuable to the stream here. What are you looking at? Alright, Jordan Zimmerman. I said he can give me 5 strong innings. Let's see. Fastball inside here. He is pitching. I don't want to say it. I'm not going to really. He's pitching really well. It's kind of creepy.
Inside.
Only one strikeout though. Get to that. Ooh, hey, Mercer, nice play.
Now batting, right fielder, Brandon.
Man, we're talking about stuff we miss, right? Just going to restaurants, slow pitch softball. I do miss playing softball. Just getting out and doing stuff. It's so weird. It's definitely a weird time. It's great for video games, as I mentioned earlier on the podcast. It's good for that, but I've been playing Civilization 6. My wife and I have been building a city and city skylines. It's weird. Things I never thought I'd say. So what is Zimmerman's K per 9? Oh, I was looking at Otani. Yeah, it's only 51. I was like, it's 87. So yeah, he's got one strikeout. It was Mike Trout, ironically. He's just more of a control guy. In a game like this, against a cold team, who's got some bench players playing, it's possible it's gonna work out. 0-1. Let's put one in the dirt here. Keep them honest. Start throwing, or that sometimes happens. If you start throwing too many strikes, right, they catch on. That's when they start hitting and running on you. Are you guys still seeing a lot of hit and runs? I feel like it's either toned down a little bit, or I've finally found a way for myself to avoid them. Because I see them a lot less, which is great. I do wish they would have the AI steal in like higher counts. They seem to only steal in early counts. Like they never run on 3-2 with one out. Trying to have a double play. I wish they would do things like that, or at least give us like sliders that we could do it ourselves with. But just low and outside. I don't want to come in near this ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, count.
Oh, now I can throw this by anything. I'm gonna throw actually the curveball on the dirt.
2-2 count.
Another curveball, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna go slider actually, kind of up and in. Ooh, oh wow, he swung at that. Dig it. Bad hitter though.
Now batting,
Look at that.
Anthony Bamboo.
It's good to see though. That happens. Here's the guy who had a hit last at bat. Try to just backdoor slider here. Oh.
1-0.
Go ahead and hit it up in the air, preferably not to Harold Castro.
Hey. That's ball 2.
62 pitches here in the fifth. Really, really efficient so far. Oh gosh, I thought that was going to be 2 for 2. Jordan Zimmerman, do I let him pitch the 6th? I mean, he's only at 60-something pitches. Got an off day tomorrow? We don't necessarily need him to, but he's just pitching well. But that's what, 2 times through the lineup now? I don't know if he's a guy I need to go through the third time through the lineup. But let's see who they have. Gosh, I can even like pause the skipper. Christian Stewart, still cold.
The left fielder, number 14.
0-0 game, unreal. So bad at hitting with the Tigers. So let's see. Top of the order. Simmons, you could pretty much bring in anybody. He's got less power against righties. Stella, we definitely want a lefty in. I know Trout's better against righties, actually. But Rendon creates a problem there. Oh boy. It's really tough. They set their lineup really nice. Gosh, I just don't know if I can trust Zimmerman to get it done. Then again, I don't really have other great options either. But I can take, so what we, oh jeez, but like if she gets Simmons on base, for instance, I could have La Stella face Nick Ramirez at least, and then Rendon will have to cross our fingers because Ramirez can also face Trout. So we'll just do that. Could also bring in Cedeno a little early. I'll get him up just in case. Let's see who I want to go with. Alright, looking kind of middle in again.
Nope. Ball one.
Oh gosh.
It's out 1-1.
Splitter. I'm not flailing at it anymore, and I did recognize it, but it just dips. His break is something else. Hey, got around in that. But see, when I hit that, I was like, oh, that's probably a home run. But it's not. Not even close.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
We've worked a lot of 3-ball counts. Can't remember how many walks we have. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Maybe 2. Oh, that's gracious. 5 strikeouts.
Now batting, catcher, Austin Roman.
Just looking for something over the middle. Right down the middle if I can. Try to take advantage of that red zone.
Counts 1-0.
66 pitches. I'd like to at least get him to 75 this inning. But we're going to need guys on base probably to do that.
One ball, 1 strike.
And he just goes back and forth between those. Just carving me up. Alright, up and in. Here we go. Oh, it's 1-1. My bad.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Oh my gosh.
I got the count 2-2.
Terrible son. That's what I was looking at too. Or I was looking for. Actually gonna look breaking ball here.
3-2.
I'll look breaking ball again. I just don't think he's thrown 3 fastballs in a row yet. Oh gosh. That's crazy. That's what I was looking for. Swung too early. It's like his fastball just has me swinging so early now.
Shortstop, Jordy Mercer.
That's one of those pitches. I see sliders a lot of times. Anywhere over the middle, just eyes light up. Easy pitch to hit. Oh, look at that.
At the ball. Ball 1, no strike.
Well, we might get rid of 75 pitches. Pretty close.
Two balls, no strike. Hey!
My God, right at guys. So that was good everything, right? Look at that. Look at that box score. Or that ticker, I should say. If we look at Jordy Mercer's ratings here, and again, you have to keep in mind the player rating, the pitcher's ratings, the quirks, all of that. So Jordy Mercer against righties. Yeah, not great contact. Good vision. When we hit a line drive, just I'm hitting them right at people. That happens. Okay, so what do we want to do with him? I mean, in a tie game, 63 pitches, he's pitching well, his confidence is high. I'm going to at least go with him for a little while. I will get a righty up just in case. I will get Bart up. He's a nice strikeout guy. I'm not going to use Cedeno yet. Although, if we get into a bind, that's who I'm going to want up. So let's actually sit Nick Ramirez. So even though he's a setup guy, to me it's more about like, well, who are we facing in the lineup, right? Why am I going to save this guy for the 7th and 8th when he's going to be facing maybe the bottom of the order, or possibly not even get in? I know this is the stretch I want to face him, is Estella, unfortunately Rendon, Trout, and then I think even Justin Upton's worse against lefties. So like this is where I want him to go in. I will at least let Zimmerman pitch the Simmons, and would probably go to Cedeno after that. If by chance we're in a really tight bind, I'll get Bard up because he's got really nice K numbers where we just cannot let up anything. But again, his home runs is a scary proposition there. So actually, let's get Buck Farmer up there instead. Yeah, because he's got a little bit of both there. So that's how we're doing this. So he is going to at least pitch to Mr. Simmons here. Uh-oh. Alright, that's what I was hoping did not happen. Now it's a tough decision. Because it really comes down to now, do I want Zimmerman to pitch to Rendon? Or do I want Cedeno to pitch to Estella? Now visit his confidence nice and high. Hey, I said if you gave me 5 good innings, right? I gotta go to Cedeno here. I don't have to worry about Rendon, but... So again, looking at Cedeno's makeup, it's a good position for him. He's got that real nice curveball. So, the time is nigh. I don't like to be a reactive, right, pitching coach or whatever you want to call it, manager. I try to be proactive. Nothing worse than a guy being left in too long when he gives up the home run or the 3rd hit of the inning, and it's like, why didn't you just take him out a little bit sooner, like you were thinking about it? So, good job, Zimmerman. Pitched well.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 65.
Cedeno. Just get everybody out. That's the game plan. What do you think about that? Does that sound good? Yeah? Yeah, just get them out.
Nope, outside. He's good. Yeah.
That pitch. Huge improvement. MLB The Show 20 in their catcher defense. Massive improvement. I don't know, if that was off Zimmerman, that might have been trouble. Here comes the challenge, though.
Number 6.
It's Rendon. That was his first batter. He's going to have to face him and Trout unless he gets a double play here. First pitch hitter and fastball, so same thing. I'm not going to throw him a strike. I'm going to throw him just inside. And hell, even if I hit him, could be worse. I'll throw over just to stop their stupid hit and run nonsense. Hopefully. Yeah, the crowd sounds pretty good. I don't really, sounds the same to me, I guess, but. Beautiful. I say, I mean, I almost prefer he just hits the ball here. But I don't know, at least 90, and look at this. 93, 92. This is just terrifying. If I can just get the, I mean, this is like a ninth inning situation. I'd be tempted just to walk to get to Upton, but not with one out. With 2 outs, I'd consider it. So he crushes fastballs, but I'm going to try to get one by him. Just, it might be a ball, it's going to be high. It might be ball, it might be straight. Whew. 90 power and contact. He's a fastball hitter. I am so pumped that he swung and missed that. Another fastball? Alright, I'll put it out of the zone. There's no way this is going to strike. Just show him, try to get him on that speed again. And yep, time for the curveball. Hell, that was a good courtesy throw over. Get him really thinking fastball. No idea if that works, but it does in Diamond Dynasty. Yes. Hit the meter, thank God. Cedeno, thank you. But we still have Trout. We're definitely not out of this. So he hits everything, but we might as well get rid of that first quirk one, or first pitch hitter guy. Just give him something out of the zone. And honestly, again, in this situation, I don't care if I walk him. Good block. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping they would do this year. It's like, they don't need to catch everything. Balls are in the dirt, but like most catchers, even average ones, keep the ball in front of them most of the time. They did a really much more, it's just very subtle. I don't even hear anybody talking about it. Much improved. 2-0. Fastball. Perfect. I'd say it's probably a little bit out of the zone. If he wants to swing at it, go ahead. I literally don't care if I walk Mike Trout here.
Ball, that's out.
What am I gonna do here? I gotta stick with my best pitch.
Nope, that's ball 4. Take your base.
Whatever. I can also go to Bard now, or I should say Farmer if I want, so that's now 3 batters. But, no, we're going to stick with our guy.
Ball, that's out.
Oh wow, what a pitch. Definitely curveball time. Yes. That's why I really like where the sliders are at right now. That was like palm sweating. Strategy. You don't get that in Diamond Dynasty. You just don't. Not like that.
Leading up for the Tigers, the third baseman.
Daniel. That's why I like to use my setup guys, even if it's the 6th. It's more about the situation for me. And I just use Nick Ramirez next inning. I'll keep Buck Farmer up. Actually, I don't even need to because I'm pretty sure we're just going to go... Oh yeah, it's all 3 lefties, so... My problem is Nick Ramirez. It's not been very good this year. So that's a tough call. We need someone to eat up the 7th. I'd rather have him in as work the top of the order again. So it's like, what do you do here? Do you go, someone like Alex Wilson, who's a day player? I think I will go with Alex Wilson then. I'll keep Ramirez up just in case I change my mind. These guys, no one else is a day player, only Alex Wilson. But yeah, Tells me all I need to know. So who is this? Candelario. Ohtani still on the mound, 75 pitches through 5 innings.
Ball. Count 1-0. Ball back upstairs.
Oh, that's a great
Count
ball.
2-1. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, saw that splitter and chased it out of the zone. Damn, I just can't stay back on that. So 6 strikeouts now, right? 7. Whew.
Now batter.
It's fun though, that's tough.
Designated hitter.
It's like full concentration. Just missing some of these. Oh, damn it. It's like sometimes they come in faster than his breaking balls, right? They range and speed so much. Like that jammy. So like that previous pitch, like I adjusted to the breaking ball, but it's like I was too late. Like I took too long to come around on it.
Ball 2.
We're off to a very slow start. Time's too early, because again, that one was 82. Splitter's 87, right? Damn. It's so hard to hit. Oh, Connie. He's definitely the hardest pitcher I've faced this season.
Now batting. First baseman. DJ. Lowe.
Almost had a two-run homer in the first with Crone here.
Too high. Ball.
Just missed that one. See, that's right. Again, I feel like 4.5 power would be just a perfect thing. I'm curious to see if they patch power again and we put it back to 5. Again, that should have been a home run. Probably a little bit deeper though. And again, Ohtani has a not a very good, slightly below average home run per 9. So I don't know. I'd be curious. Like if I had played this game with it at 5, what would have happened? I'd probably would be up 2-0. But I don't know. Is that more realistic? Less realistic? How many pitches is our guy here? 19. He's done. Day off tomorrow, but I think we're okay. I'm actually going to go with Alex Wilson because just in case I need Nick Ramirez again to go through that middle part with those lefties, or guys who don't hit lefties well. So kind of reverse setup here, but I'm actually going to go with Alex Wilson. Unless the home run per 9 for Ramirez is really bad. Oh, it is. Okay, I'm flipping that. I'm going to use Nick Ramirez now. And we're going to save Alex Wilson or Jimenez. Because, again, this game's tied, right? So, like, we might be seeing... Like, I need all of these guys. So I'm really trying to think about when to play them. But we're going to go Nick Ramirez right now.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers.
I could have just left in Cedeno, too, but with the day off tomorrow. Gotta trust guys in your staff, right? Otherwise, why are they there?
Off the plate, ball one.
If you can't get these guys out, Goodwin's a good player, but gotta get through guys.
I got to count 2 and 2.
Ooh, a late break. Oh, fouled it. That's weird. He had like a late break on that ball.
Up next for the Angels, the first baseman.
Francisco, the MLB The Show 15 is the angle I'm using. It's one of their default hitting views. Okay, now we gotta start thinking beyond the first 3 hitters here.
No, he's safe.
Are you kidding me? It's a fair ball. That definitely looks foul. I don't think you can challenge that, right?
Now back, the right fielder.
How the hell did he hit that?
Brandon Mark.
That was a foul ball. I mean, am I crazy? Wasn't that a foul ball? Oh, right, because this is where it went over the bag, right? But no, it hasn't landed yet, though. Oh, wow, hit right on the line. He's looking right at it. That's amazing. Love how he didn't even turn his body. He's like, no, I'm good right here. No, I got a really good angle of it. He is, I mean, make no mistake about it. This guy is on it. This is such an amazing... Like how sometimes animations work out funny. Could you imagine if an umpire actually did this? Stood that close. He's like, yeah, oh, no, it's fair. By the way, yeah, there you go. Fair ball. Oh, damn. Alright, we still want a lefty in here? Let's go have a chat at least. Probably see a bunt here. At least that's what I would be doing with my mind hitter. Lefty's still the right matchup. His confidence is still pretty good. Yeah, let's go with it. Gotta trust your guys. Especially when all you're asking is to get the bottom of the order. Yeah, 2 strikes. Maybe we'll try to throw a sinker here.
Ball 3.
Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, so here's my new rule of I have to go full effectiveness here with these 3-ball pitches, which is makes these moments a little more tense. Can't really paint the corners as much as I'd want to. Ooh, lucky. Okay, man. Ooh, tag him up. Get him. Oh. They are really aggressive. Oh my god. Do I even have a shortstop? Let's put in Nico. You just threw a ball. How old are you? I mean, I feel your pain, Jordan Mercer. I'm getting old too. I feel everything. So we're gonna need to put in Nico Goodrum, although I love him in center field, but I don't have anyone else I can put in short. At least not in a close game like this. So Castro can play there, but still could scope. But it's Pedro Nico.
Your attention, please.
Who is our starting
This
shortstop?
game's
So
defenseman
this is
for
fine.
the Tigers. Now playing shortstop, number 28, Nico.
All right, Ramirez, most likely your last pitcher here. So we got one out, the first and third. Damn. Really need to strike out.
Oh, that's kicked out.
Like the crowd does sound better. Someone was mentioning the crowd earlier, but they're still off, right? Like they don't. And most sport games have trouble getting this. Like if you listen to a game, the real roar, like the expletive roar of a crowd is never really timed up at the appropriate moments. There's always a bit of a delay. That almost 2 strikes. Oh, this guy's such a scrub. And he already has his 1 hit for the day. Got it, and he blocked it. Good job, Romine. Nick Ramirez. He didn't really quite do the job, but thank you for getting those 2 outs and that strikeout. That was huge. Alright, bullpen time. Who's got the most clutch? Not you. 64. I don't really want to use Jimenez just yet. Even though I'm going to get him up immediately here. So yeah, it's going to be Alex Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
I don't necessarily need the strikeout here like we could get with guard potentially.
Number 31.
Not to mention Simmons is hard to strike out.
Wilson.
Really good hitter though. Hitting machine too. I'll try to throw his primary pitch a lot. Uh-oh. I'm lucky. Gosh, those plays are closer than I'd like to see, even with fielding speed at 4, right? Or base running speed at 4. Tiger bullpen. Story of today's game. Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? Thanks. And Francisco, yeah, I love broadcast you for fielding and pitching, yep. For sure. I'll get caught up on some comments here. That was too stressful to read comments. Landon, hello? Alright, so Tani's still in before you get carried away in your hitting, right? So make sure your bullpen's set up. This is 100% going to be Joe Jimenez. I may even get this Cayeno up early in this game. We have day off tomorrow, so I don't mind kind of pushing him a little bit. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had done that with Cedeno, but it worked out. Ramirez did okay. Who's batting here? Is this Castro? Yes, this is Castro, right? Yeah.
Ball, that's outside.
88 pitches. He's been efficient today. Typically want to see a starter about 90 pitches through 6 innings. But it's hard when you've scored 0 runs, so.
Ball 3.
He's been on base twice already.
3-0.
That's not a hot bat for the Tigers, hitting 660, something like that. Craziness. Just
Ball four.
Spelling, guys. He's on base again. I don't really have a pinch runner on this roster.
The center fielder, number 4.
I wanted to get some other guys up on the team instead of that. I really didn't think we'd have many situations where it'd be necessary. I probably also wouldn't use it here in the 7th. It's just not quite necessary. Like the same reason I wouldn't really bunt here in the 7th inning. It's just most likely you might need more than one run. But for once again, Cameron Maben will look to hit the right field. She's done a nice job of today. Oh, he has one hit. That was the pitch to do it. I'm not sure why I didn't see him. Could have done it with that pitch, but took a bad swing on it. Oh, just carved me out. So again, 8 strikeouts. It's not like he has 16 or something crazy. I guess that'd be nearly impossible at this point, but and time to go to the bullpen. So right about 80 pitches or 90 pitches, they're taking him out. You can set that back for Sim the Games and set that back for how the AI handles the bullpen.
Your attention, please.
The pitcher.
Now pitching for the Angels.
No Ramirez.
No way.
16 strikeouts. We've faced this guy quite a bit. I feel like average against lefties though. Curveball, changeup, fastball. This is a good, actually a pretty good matchup for Scope, seeing as how he likes to hit breaking balls. Ramirez is also a night player, so that will affect him here in a day game. Or still I've read. Why do I keep like hitting to the right? I keep thinking everything's like I'm putting like a slider swing on everything for some reason lately. I guess this curveball does have a bit of a slide to it. Did I get it? Yes, sir. Alright, that felt good. That felt good at power at 4. Yeah, I figured that was a good matchup against him. Connor, they'll change over time, hot zones. So it doesn't change our bullpen plan here. But Christian Stewart's going to pretty much take the same approach, just look for a breaking ball. That was outside, and I was able to pull that for a home run with power at 4. Exit velocity of 101. I'm pretty happy with that. Because I think for the same reason, I might be pissed now if I had 2 home runs this game, being like, but again, Ohtani, well, let's not guess. Like I said, I don't like to guess. I don't know what Ramirez's home runs per 9. Yeah, it's not great. So yeah, I'm totally happy with that. Totally fine. Liking this slider set, everybody. Look for another breaking ball. A little more over the plate this time.
Ball. Ball 1, no strike.
Oof. Dipped a
1 ball,
lot.
1 strike.
Nice movement. Yeah. Again, if I see an outside pitch that I'm pretty sure I can hit well and put it somewhere where there's an opening, I will do that, even if it's not in my game plan. And it's just something, just like a weird instinct thing. It's just taking a lot of practice. Like I'll see it. It's in a way, it's like slow pitch softball. You see a pitch, it's like, oh, I can put this here. It's just a lot quicker, obviously, than slow pitch softball. Ooh, that's what I was looking for. So here I'm not really worried so much about hitting the right field because his hot zone isn't really lined up for it. I mean, I'm just looking to mash something here. I'm looking for just a breaking pitch. That's his primary pitches are his breaking balls. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, and then I swing at a shitty
No
fastball.
ball, 2 strikes.
Landon, I don't need a mod for anything. I don't know what you mean, like a YouTube mod or something. I appreciate the offer, but there's not really a whole lot going on here other than me swearing, which you can't help me with. Oh gosh, did I swing at that? Oh, good God. That's embarrassing.
Now batting, the shortstop, Nico.
Yeah,
Good draw.
Landon, I'm not cool enough to have a mod. There were like 18 people in here or something.
Number 32.
It's all good. You can say whatever you want. I'm not worried. I have pretty thick skin. And I'm old. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So Nico's first at bat after coming in for the injury. Same thing, breaking ball.
Ball 1.
Oh wait, they just switched pitchers. Hello. So Cam Bedrosian just throw breaking pitches though. Slider, splitter. And a fastball. So we just saw that slider, 84 miles an hour. Good splitter. Swinging and missing a little too much. Getting better though. Adjusting the legend. Not gonna get through? Nope. Close. Fielder reaction at 4. I think that looked really good. Well, I moved Jonathan Scope down in the lineup to start the game. A little less pressure on him. He delivers.
Leading off for the Angels, the second baseman, Tommy Russell.
Hang on 1 second, gonna take clear something really quick here. Okay, I'm back. Well, Alex Wilson, thank you, but I have to trust in my setup guys here. Oof, boy, that home run's scary, but we can give up a solo shot. It's not going to be the end of the world. I just said get Vizcaino up early in case. Let's hope he can improve on those numbers. Does have a save this year. Just in case we want Bard to come in, I'll get him back up. Ooh, good pitch.
Oh, that's good.
Kick foul. Oh, even better.
He's out.
Alright, that's good news.
Now batting, the third baseman, Anthony Rendon.
Ooh, don't hit him. Now let's try on deck. No, I'm going to throw a changeup here. No,
Yep, that ball went out.
that's not good. I don't want to have to throw him a strike. Beautiful. Hitting the meter today makes a big difference.
Got it.
We have not had a shutout this whole season, nor am I predicting them now, but
The center fielder, Mike.
hitting the meter a lot today, and it's made a big difference. Now Trout can't kill us. Gosh, not where I wanted that pitch. Put one in the dirt here.
Look out, 1-1.
Beautiful. Perfect change up there. Get somebody out in front. Not sure we can waste a fastball here. Ooh, we're not stuck in that. You guys are missing the Journey music here, heading into the bottom of the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now
Here at the Park Staple.
Number 40.
Jacob Barnes. I don't think I've faced him yet. Nice hit per 9, real nice K per 9.
Leading off.
Will not give up home runs.
The third baseman, Jay Hurd.
Got our closer set to go, but let's get him kind of relaxed here. So he's ready to go. Fastball, cutter, sinker, mostly. This 4-seamer is like a quick 2-seamer.
Ball, that's inside.
That one didn't move as much.
Nope, that's a ball. Count is 2-1.
Oh, right at the guy.
He's up.
Guys, if you haven't checked out simsportsgaming.com, check that out. It's a place where we organize different leagues and whatnot. There's an MLB The Show league going on. I think they might be starting up a new Diamond Dynasty one. Tons of other leagues, Madden, Out of the Park Baseball. It's also just a place just to come and chat sports, gaming, life, coronavirus, whatever. Miguel, you gotta start hitting the ball though, buddy. Come on.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Be a really nice game if we can close this out and if Miguel can get a damn hit.
I
Sinker.
got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Gosh darn it.
The count is 1 and 2.
Really swinging it. That's gonna drop. That's his hit. Finally. 2 strikes to improve it. Hey Omar, good to see you again. Yeah, everything's legend now. Legend auto fielding. Meter pitching, zone hitting. You know what, we might as well use our DH. There's zero reason not to pinch run from here. And oh, but I can't use Travis as a defensive replacement, which I would like to do. No one else has any speed. I really don't want to use Victor as he's hurt. But I'm going to here as just a pinch runner. And I'll use the Merritt as the defensive sub. I'm not going to steal. What the hell just happened? Oh, it won't even let me. It's just flat out doesn't let me, so. You know what, I'll just lose the DH. Or at least that's an option. Gosh, I don't know what to do here. I don't know, pitcher's quick. They're all so damn slow. Do I want Travis in for his defense? Probably his defense is more important, huh? I really gotta get Castro out of there. Or even Christian Stewart. Yeah, alright, we go. You know, I thought we can at least put Jake Rogers out there or something, right? Pinch run back. Why isn't it not letting me put him in? What am I doing wrong here? Are you sure you want to pinch run? Yes. And then see, it doesn't. I guess he's not coming in. You guys have any idea what that is? Well, definitely not running if you go for that. It will let me now? That won't let me pinch run. I don't understand that. It's super weird. goodness.
1-1.
Just got into that. And outside again because I keep moving my cursor there for some reason.
One ball.
I think I did it again. Yep.
Ball.
Nope.
There you go.
Timing will impact those calls, be in your favor in that. Not too much, that does impact it a little bit.
Ball 4. Take the base.
A lot of times I'll look to steal there, but not with Miguel Cabrera. One, he'd be toast, and two, it's just not worth the injury risk. I really wish I could pinch run though. I'll keep trying. I would really, really like to get someone a little quicker. It just won't let me. Castro, season superstar here so far. If there's nobody out, I'd be bunting here. He's too good of a hitter right now.
I got a ball, 1 strike. That's in. Ball 2.
Ideally, you're finding a gap here. I'm not thinking anything like home run, nothing like that. Just good contact, hopefully a line drive that avoids the center fielder. Oh, geez. Another one of those crazy hits that just fall in. So, yeah, that doesn't look the greatest, but you know, the trade-offs that they're catching everything and your batting average ball in play is all out of whack. Or we're turning up the what do you want to call it, the solid hit slider so often that just everything's rockets. You know, that was a lefty batter, so they very well could have been cheating over a little bit. Yeah, he's playing pretty straight up. Again, he's not a good fielder. We look at it. I mean, he should be hustling there. And I can't fix that. I mean, and I really don't think their run speed impacts it too much. They're just jogging. Cameron Maben. Here I am just looking for a sac fly.
No. Inside.
Something hit to the outfield. That finds the gap, great.
Ball in.
Should get something here. Oh, goodness.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Oh, Cameron Maben, you kidding me? Oh, damn. Oh god, this rate run's looking to remove the cursor. It's frustrating.
Now back, second baseman, Jonathan.
Ooh, nice pitch.
0-1.
You had bases loaded in the first and didn't score.
I got the count 0-2.
Damn, I keep going to the right like that. It's a weird quirk I have.
Nope. Outside. 2-2 the count.
Oh, damn it. I knew that was the ball. I thought I could get the bat on it, though. Still looking. The Legend. Plate discipline's a little bit different with Legend. But we'll take a 2-0 lead. I'll take it. Pitching's just been crazy good. And this is not the norm. You guys saw at the beginning. We were looking at some of the Tiger rankings and whatnot. It wasn't very pretty. This Mano's been really, really good for us. 4 for 4. 10 strikeouts and 6 in the third. It would have been nice to get a couple more runs, though. At least one.
It's out 1-1. I got the count 1-2.
Ooh. Just looking to get him the chase, and he did.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Ryan Goodwin.
It's just a 2-seam. Looks like a slider.
That's out.
0 for 11. Yeah, this whole team's been so cold. 3 and 12.
Inside, ball 1.
I'm excited to look at the post-game results here. Ooh, beautiful pitch.
2 strikes.
This Paino's been so good. Yeah, I got slider here. Both of her. Nowhere near where I was aiming at. How many base runners this time this right over the damn plate?
Hot 4, that pitch is out.
Missed it. I try to put that just a little bit high. So again, using that full effectiveness, I did not want that. So outfield, what do we do here? They're not very good hitters coming up here, but a double doesn't kill us either.
Hey! All 1's the count.
There's that slider finally. See this? Well, I guess you wouldn't need to steal here. If it was a one-run game, I'd love to see the AI try to swipe some bags once in a while. Put it way outside. There you go.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Ooh, I forgot to put Travis Demeritte in, huh? After all that. Good thing I didn't cost him. I'll put him in right now, though. Where do we put him on? Let's see. I kind of like the arm out there. Christian Stewart's just bad. I'm gonna actually leave Castro in. Oh, what are you doing? So let me put a defensive sub in at least.
Defensively for the Tigers. Now playing lefty, number 50, Travis Demeritte.
You know, I wonder if that like glitched out when I tried to sub. This is the first time I tried to sub in an injured player, and I wonder if I like created some kind of glitch or it just wouldn't let me use the pinch runner there. Tigers are off tomorrow. I'll be streaming again on Wednesday.
Outside, that's the ball.
Good spot, but I was too far out. Alright, let's get 20 around. Come on. One more strike. Look at his ratings one last time. He can still hit. He's not terrible. I'm going to stick with my best pitch here, though. Oh, there it is. Gets it through. This Cameron Maven somehow can't throw because he's playing center field. It's a complete mystery, having moved over from right field. He does have a terrible line in this game. Okay, what do we got here? Top of the order on deck, though. I really want to get this guy out, guys. He wants a sinker. We haven't thrown one yet. Okay, so take that. It's his first game of the year. Did have a hit in in the third, it said.
Ball, that's in.
Oh God, please somebody catch that. Oh good God. See, they balance out. Helps the old batting average ball and play there. I mean, that's not an easy play, but... Oh my God. This is like... when like Jose Valverde was the Tigers closer. It's stressful. He's got out of energy. I'm gonna get somebody up. I'm gonna do a moment of zip. Does that give him a little energy? No, it does not. So, do I have the defense where I want it? I guess. Is there anybody else I can sub in here? Victor Reyes, not really. Ooh, gosh. My goodness, I got away with one there. I'm not expecting to strike him out. I definitely don't want to hit him here. Oh, I thought I got him. I won that in the dirt and I saw him swing. I thought it was game over. But I agree, it is slider outside time. Oh, just too good of a hitter. Oh, come on, this is crazy. One slider again. Catcher, what are you doing? Stressing me out. I don't know what he called for, I wasn't looking, but he's getting a fastball. Oh, thank the Lord. Oh my gosh, that was a ball. I would have brought up Stella with his 87 contact against righties. I would have had to go into the bullpen at that point. Whew, wow. Well, let's look at the post-game stats. That was actually a really cool game. It was again very low scoring. It took a serious amount of focus, both pitching and hitting. The Angels are just they're a cold team right now. They're just not playing well. They're 3-13 in this franchise right now, and we just swept them. So that's big. It puts the Tigers at 8-7. Let's do some quick batting average, ball and play numbers here. Again, I'll say it again here in a minute, but you can follow me on Twitter, Mike Lowe 47. And that's where I'm usually giving most of my updates for the sliders, but also, I should say most of them are on Operation Sports Forum, but they're up in the vault too. But let's take a look here at our batting average ball and play calculator. Let's do the Angels first. So they had 7 hits. They had no home runs. They had 34 at-bats. They struck out 7 times. And they had no sac flies. So theirs was 259. So it's very realistic for a game that was 2-0. They had 1 double. They hit some balls really well. They missed a lot of mistake pitches by me, and that's really kind of the biggest reason why we won. They hit in a 1 double play. Ohtani was just super good. We did get him for 1 run off that home run by Ramirez, or the home run off of Ramirez. They struck us out 11 times. So let's look at the Tigers now, and we'll take a look there. Still drew 5 walks. So we had 6 hits, we had 1 home run, just 29 at-bats. Super efficient start for Ohtani. We had 11 strikeouts, so our batting average ball and play is going to go up. And we had no sac flies, so our batting average ball and play was 294. So again, really strong. And again, there was a couple balls that were just scorcher line drives that were caught, and there were some just bloops that dropped in. I think we had at least 2 or 3 hits that were just kind of bloop hits that dropped in there. But it balances out at the end. That's what we're looking at. 1 home run, no doubles, which we're actually really happy to see on power of 4 or power at 4. That's great. The 1 error, also the injury to Mercer. Jordan Zimmerman, really the surprise of the game for me at least. 5 innings pitched, which is what I was hoping for. The 1 walk, just 2 strikeouts, but defense played well behind him. So Daniel, probably the clutch inning of the game, as well as Vizcaino there at the end, even though he was just tired pitching against some bad players. Nick Ramirez did a nice job. And really the bullpen, just everybody, of course, it was a shutout. They just did a really nice job, had 3 walks. 3 walks for the Angels and 34 at-bats. Again, 10%, that's good. That's a good amount of walks. I'm not saying like I'm satisfied. I'm saying like they drew walks against me, and I don't think any of them were intentional today. So pitcher analysis, there's never really any problems with this. 59%, first pitch 54. That's fine, especially for a 5-starter. Angels were 56. Only 50% first pitch. So just I don't know. Just one of those games. They're usually higher than that. But again, that's not terrible. All right, here we go. Here's what I've been looking forward to. So 14% foul balls. That's great. If we look at them for pitches they swung at, 27. So a tick high, but hey, that's better than always being at too low. And it wasn't astronomically bad by any means. They only struck out 7 times. So that's really good to see. Holy cow. So there's mine super high still. But a lot of that's just me. Just being bad, right? So, I mean, we're at, what, 52? What is that there? I can't even add right now. I'm so tired. 51% there. So, very high. Obviously, if that's an issue, I'll have to, look at adjusting things. I've seen some people with high strikeout numbers. What's weird is the difference is I didn't strike out a ton. I had 11, and that is kind of high. But Ohtani was just on his game. If we go back and look at their bullpen, I don't think it was anywhere near as bad as that. And maybe the difference is I think that maybe the 2-strike approach, I do, certain situations when just trying to put the bat on the ball. We fouled off 9. So again, A really easy change that I might be making for version 1.3 then is just going to be kicking up the foul ball slider slightly. Probably just one notch to increase those and to lower swings and misses a little bit for people. And I can tell you right now that's probably what I'll do. So, good win for the Tigers though. I'll take it. They're 8-7 so far. Off day tomorrow. The next stream will be Wednesday. I just unlocked a Jack Peterson card. That'd be exciting, like 2 years ago. Jordy Mercer, he's just out for a few days. I'll keep him active because we have an off day tomorrow. We'll see if anybody rests up. If not, we're gonna have to make a roster move. But Wednesday's game will be at Cleveland, so we keep playing the same damn teams over and over. But next week we're gonna have to be looking at the Yankees and the Padres, so that'll be fun. But yeah, Cleveland, who's been struggling a little bit, they're 7-10. That's who we'll be facing Wednesday. I'll be playing the Tuesday game, either tomorrow or Tuesday. We'll see. I try to give myself an actual off day once in a while from the franchise when they're scheduled. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Mike Lowe, 47 on Twitter. You can find the sliders themselves in the vault, details on Operation Sports, and check out simsportsgaming.com for franchise gameplay, leagues, all that fun stuff. So again, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. And subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't, and that will ping you when I'm streaming next on Wednesday. Have a great week, everyone.